Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
What a Friday. What a football Friday. What a baseball Friday. What a hockey Friday. What a basketball Friday. It is just a great Friday. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network, but this is a very special day because we are coming to you live from the Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group in Downingtown. In fact, it's 1221 East Lancaster Ave in Downingtown. We have got an unbelievable crowd here already. A little bit later in the show, we're going to be joined by Brent Selleck, former Eagles tight end, Super Bowl champion, Jeff himself as well. But man, oh man, Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn, Rob Ellis, what a show we have in store to kick off what is an amazing sports weekend.
Man, I'll tell you what, Phillies are home against the defending world champions.
Yep.
Eagles primetime Sunday night against the hated Dallas Cowboys. Flyers coming off a big win, season-opening win over New Jersey.
Yes.
What else could you ask for, man?
Flyers and the Eagles undefeated. How about that?
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
But I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable
Oh,
right
no.
now
What's the matter?
because I'm so used to talking to you two by way of technology.
Remotely.
Yeah, that means you can't be a smart mouth as you usually are.
That's right. Some of the stuff you get away with saying
Right,
to Barrett will not be happening today.
No.
Barrett will stuff you into the back of one of these Jeeps.
No. See, you guys got it all wrong. See, I can be even smarter now because it's on camera.
That's right.
So if he touches me, I'm going to fall on the ground and start twitching.
There we go.
And he'll hear from my representation next week.
Now,
see what I got to deal with.
I didn't tell you guys. So the Jeep, the beautiful Jeep Gladiator to my right, for us doing the show here today, that was part of the deal. That one's mine. So you two have to figure it out with the one over there to my left.
You know what's funny? Way back when my kids were little, we lived in Pittsburgh, and I had a Jeep Wrangler, and I bought a brand new, beautiful champagne color, army green canvas top on it. Those things brand new back then were like $13,000-$14,000.
Yes, a little different now.
A little bit different, but my son saved it up for one, so I told him, I said, hey, look, you got to come out here, man. If you're going to do anything, you got to come out here. Yeah. Because this dealership is incredible.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Barrett, how about this?
I have one. So.
Barrett has one. Barrett knows. Barrett can speak of this, but unbelievable deals here on all Ram vehicles. Everyone qualifies for $3,000 off. Woo! Could qualify for up to $10,000. VIP discount package for every car on the lot. $1,500 off, right off of the top. In fact, over 500 used cars starting at $4,995. Payments starting as low as $99 a month. So very reasonable deals. Guess what? Bad credit, they'll work with you, and they'll get things going in the right direction. But we'll tell you about some of the other amazing things.
They work with me. So
yeah, they'll work with you.
My credit's bad, so they work with me.
Well, we can make that happen, Barry. We'll take care of you. Don't believe anything he says.
I don't believe it. I've known him too long.
Yes. And by the way, we'll explain to you how you can win. If you show up today, you get a shot. You get a ticket to These are going to be raffled off.
Really?
Jeeps behind us. Yes.
Are we eligible?
You are not, but Barrett and I are.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, Derek.
What do you mean no?
No, you'll be.
You can pay cash for it. We can't.
Down payment.
Really, Barrett? You're going to start this already?
Yes.
How many minutes are we into
12:05.
12:05. 5 minutes into the show. You're going to start lying already?
But guys, how about this weekend, man? I mean, let's just soak this in for a minute, okay? We have an undefeated Eagles team taking on the Cowboys in prime time on Sunday night. We have a Phillies team that is back here playing a playoff game in the Philadelphia area for the first time since 2011.
That's crazy.
We have a Flyers team that somehow, some way won last night to start the season.
Wait, don't say somehow, some way. What did I tell you a couple of weeks ago?
I know.
What did I tell you? With Tortorella here, the whole mindset, the whole philosophy will change. Now, for better or for worse, we don't know if it's going to last.
Very true.
But I also said, if they come out of the gate and get a win right out of the gate, that's going to generate more interest for this team. A lot of people are down on the Flyers right now, rightfully so, because of their season last year.
Yes.
But you come out of the gate and you beat New Jersey 5-2.
Yes.
Flyer fans are back already.
As excited as we are for everything, and we're going to dive hard into the Phillies in a second.
Yes.
There's nothing quite like an Eagles-Cowboys game. And, of course, we have Jeff D'Ambrosio auto deal right here. Everything is decorated, okay? The auto group is decorated in Eagles green and white.
And Jeff's in his Eagles green.
And Jeff has his gear on, which you'll see in a little bit.
Yep.
So everybody's excited, and all of our friends who are here today hanging out with us. And by the way, we encourage everybody to stop on out. You get to see these two handsome faces up close and personal. It's amazing.
They really don't want to do that.
Yes.
They really don't want to.
You know what's funny? So Rob Parker is one of our photogs, and he's kind of directing the show today, right?
Yep.
So I step up on the stage about 10 minutes ago, and Rob, who's awesome, comes over and hands me some sunblock. Now, why do you think
you try to hand me sunblock also?
Why do you think that is? I mean, is it not obvious that I just melt in the sun? Rob,
I don't want to say anything.
That's the kind of guy he is, man. He was right there with it.
Because of the sensitive times we live in, I don't want to say anything, but I think he handed it to me because I told him I was feeling a little pale right now.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not touching that. I am not touching that. No, thank you.
I'm just telling you.
I got you. But there is nothing quite like Eagles Cowboys. Barrett, you lived it. Okay, you lived it as a player.
Unbelievable experience.
It is second to none. And really, let's face it. Some years it's always there, but some years, the Eagles are 3-12, and the Cowboys are 4-11, whatever. You got to kind of force it a little bit.
Right.
There's no forcing this. I mean, the Eagles are undefeated. The Cowboys come in with one loss, having won 4 straight, guys. I mean, you can feel it in the air in the Delaware Valley.
It's not something that's manufactured in the locker room. You can believe that.
Yeah.
You say what you want to say. It's when you walk in that door, that's kind of the first thing you hear about. That's kind of the first thing you feel when you walk in the door is you got to beat Dallas.
Yeah.
I got in, I played during that time where, Dallas was a powerhouse. They had, the best quarterback, running back tandem and, receiver tandem in the league, or trio in the league. They were the epitome of a team that, tried to build a dynasty.
Right.
Tried to.
Right.
Defensively, they had some of the best players in the league. They had Charles Haley, Deion Sanders, Leon Lett. Not to talk about that Dallas offensive line. But if you look at it, I see this team, the Eagles team, building a dynasty kind of the same way. With how they construct their team. Great offensive line. Some players on the defensive side, at the cornerback position, defensive line position. You look at the receiving corps. I mean, player for player, I think we bowled very, very well against this team. I think we're a better team than that team. Everybody's talking about, what this defense does. I think you really have 3 players to worry about. And one player, you can beat him. He'll give up more than he takes from you, and that's Diggs.
Yeah.
You look at defensive line. Yes. You look at the defense. Micah Parsons is a force. But I have yet to see somebody come in and wreck shop like that offensive line couldn't take and handle it.
With the talent of this offensive line in Stoutland, it's going to be interesting to see how much.
Well, that's it. Stoutland has a plan.
Yep.
We have the best offensive line coach in the league. Stoutland will have a plan in which they could take advantage of him or at least slow him down.
Yeah, contain. You're just looking to contain this.
That's all. That's all. He's not the sole purpose on this team. He is the best player on this team, but he's not the sole entity that that you have to worry about. I mean, they have other good players, but I just like our chances. I just like the offense that we have. Pick your poison. We can do it all. We can run the ball. We can throw the ball. You name it, we can do it. And you have to defend all 11 people on the field. Unlike other teams, you have to only defend 10. Usually the quarterback's either throwing it or handing it off. With Jalen, he gives you the time to do whatever you want to do. Right. Run it, throw it, carry it himself. He's that triple option that you need as a player. So I think they're more worried about what Jalen is doing than we should be worried about with Michael Parsons.
There's one true way to neutralize Dallas's defensive speed, and you punch them right in the mouth with the ground game. You do the same thing you did against Jacksonville. Jacksonville came in here giving up 55 yards a game. Eagles busted them up for 210 yards on a muddy track. You don't run outside. You're not going to run outside against Dallas's defense. Go right between the tackles. Miles Sanders, stick your foot in the ground, turn up and go. And if you keep getting 5, 6, 7 yards worth of real estate, that speed is going to be neutralized. They're going to have to back off on all that pressure, all those stunts and twists that they do. They're not going to have a time to do that.
Exactly.
But if the Eagles can't establish the running game, you're playing right into that defense's hands because their defense is predicated on that speed up front. They are the fastest defense in the league in terms of getting off a snap. And it's 7-8 deep in how they rotate.
Yep.
We had Todd Archer from ESPN.com at Dallas on yesterday. And I was talking to him about names that were prevalent in that Dallas defense a year ago. Tristan Hill, Neville Gallimore, Kelvin Joseph. Those are afterthought guys now.
Yes.
They're not even starters now. So whatever Dallas has done, it has worked for them. But they have not played a complete offense like this Philadelphia Eagles offense, an offense that is that diversified, an offense that has that many weapons, an offense that can beat you either on the ground or through the air or both once they get that established.
I think it comes down to, guys, more than anything else, just staying with it. Even if you're not popping up big chunks early. Like I felt like last week they got away from it, and I don't know why. And then when they needed it, they went back to it. And it was there for that last drive, Barrett. That's the thing.
That's absolutely what the problem is. You cannot go and really divorce yourself from, the best thing you have going on. When you don't run the ball, it's really hurting you as a team. And that's what I didn't understand. For 2.5 quarters, it was almost non-existent.
Right.
And it's not like you're gonna bust 8 yards a pop, 7 yards a pop. You start off, you got to get that defense tired. You got to hit them in the mouth. And eventually that's when you start getting the proven results. Towards the end of the game, towards the end when they're, tongues are dragging,
worn down,
trying to get up off the ground. Michael Parsons running around. It's a lot harder to go up and try to wrestle with a guy that's 360 pounds, 380 pounds, and a left tackle, and a guy like Lane Johnson, who's going to be right there step for step, which is just as good an athlete as he is, just bigger. I mean, you eventually get tired. You can condition all you want to do, but moving a guy, pushing a guy that big, eventually will wear on you. And they definitely need to go out there and run the rock just so they can stop all that movement that they try to do.
Do you guys worry at all? The Eagles have lost 3 in a row. Now, granted, one of those was a game where neither team had really anything to play for at the end of the year. But the first time they played, the Cowboys stomped them. I mean, they won 41-21. That game wasn't competitive.
No.
Do you worry at all that there's any kind of psychological hangover, if you will, from what the Cowboys have done to them recently?
No, because the Cowboys didn't face an offense this versatile, this deep. There was no A.J. Brown.
And Hurts wasn't this guy.
And Hurts wasn't this guy right now that he is. The cool, calm customer he is in the pocket who can beat you with his athleticism and can also now beat you with his arm. No, they didn't face Kazir White. They didn't have Hassan Reddick then. They didn't have C.J. on the back end.
Bradbury.
They didn't have Bradbury. This is a completely different team. Now, those are newcomers. Now, Reddick understands this rivalry because he grew up here. But whatever those guys did not understand before, they understand now because it's been talked about so much. The media has driven it. The players in the locker room are driving it. Those who are holdovers from the many, many battles they've had with the Dallas Cowboys. Bradbury. They understand what's at stake because if the Eagles win this game, they're two games up on Dallas. They lose the game, they're tied for first place. And you got the Giants of all teams lurking in the shadows as well. There's no hangover. There's no afterthought. If anything, this Eagles team should be ticked off because of the way Dallas handled them last year.
Yeah, and that's the big thing right there. This is a totally different team. I mean, what you saw last year, they're not even thinking about last year. There's not even a thought that's in their mind last year or the previous years of what happened.
Right.
What they noticed, this team understands that they are the better team. And that's the difference between playing them then and playing them now. They know they're the better team. They know what they can do as a unit. They understand the weapons they have. I mean, I'm telling you, ever since we got A.J. Brown, it just changed the entire thought process of who these players think they are and what they are. And they've gone out and showed it. It's not lip service. They're not just talking about it. They're doing it on the field.
Right.
Slay going out there and turning and shutting down the best receiver in the league. We're talking about a guy that's the best receiver in the league. He's shutting down to what was like 60 yards or something like that?
He did nothing. It was a total non-factor. You're talking about Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
48 yards.
Shut down the best receiver in the league. He's still leading the league in receiving.
Yeah.
This offensive line pushed around a Jacksonville Jaguar team that were up there tops as far as defensive categories and just about everything. Kind of running the same scheme that Dallas is trying to run. They probably ran it a little better than Dallas.
Yeah.
With the athletes that they have because they can run a lot fast. This team is ready because they understand how good they are, but they understand it takes work to be this good. So I don't see them looking past anything other than to just hit those guys in the mouth. This is going to be a get back game for them. You know, they are pissed. They are pissed.
I like your with AJ Brown sort of being a game changer, not only on the field, but from a swag standpoint. It really does remind me of T.O. when he got here in 2004. You know, it can back it up on the field, but also everybody in the locker room is kind of like, whoa, we got that guy now.
Yes.
And that there's something to be said for that, to have that kind of confidence. Like, you knew you were good, right?
Yep,
And the Eagles knew they were good. And obviously they went to NFC championship games during that stretch. And I think the Eagles showed themselves something last year when they got to 9-8 and made it to the playoffs after a really rough year before. But now all of a sudden, you feel like you really got some reinforcements here with not just AJ, but everybody else.
Right,
and I think that has gone a long way for them just from a psyche standpoint.
Changed their mindset. It changed how they think of themselves. You know, it changed Howie Roseman, because once he pulled off that trade, yes, Hassan Reddick was a great pickup, and Kazir White during that time was a great pickup. But once we made that trade, once we received AJ Brown, it really changed the mindset of the whole organization. Now they're thinking, all right, we're not just a team that's trying to be competitive. We are a team that's very competitive now from an offensive standpoint. They knew something about Jalen Hurts that we didn't know.
Yeah.
I kind of knew, because I like Jalen Hurts, because I saw the potential in him, but not to the extent of what they see him now. But they saw in practice, they saw in mini camps, they saw him making that transition. So once they saw that, all right, we got to build around this young man. You know, all that stopped with the 3 draft pick, the 3 number ones. You notice they didn't even think about, they didn't even talk about that during the draft time, of them even entertaining a quarterback, because they knew what they had in Jalen Hurts and they believed in him. We're just now getting around to saying, all right, this guy is as good as they thought he was.
Yeah.
Which helps him out, because now he feels comfortable in leading his team, and he is the man right now.
Well, he took ownership of this thing even last year. And I think he was still learning how to play on the field, but that part of it was already there. And now you see all the vets following his lead. They're quoting him. I mean, guys who were in their 30s who have been in the league for 10, 12 years are quoting Jalen Hurts. That tells you this isn't just lip service from him in the locker room.
Flush it. Give it the deuce. You got to flush it.
There you go.
He
had to go there.
I don't use that. See, I don't use.
He had to go there.
That's one of the few lines you can flush that line, because I don't use that. That was like, that's a little graphic.
That was a rough one.
Yeah,
but with the game he was talking about, he was right. That's not one you want to get rid of that real quick.
You're right.
But yeah, absolutely. So we're going to dive into this game. By the way, I have a special treat for you guys.
Is it food?
No, but we do have food here. I know you'll get your fix. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll get you. We can't have you hangry.
Yeah, you know, I'm starting to feel lightheaded.
Yeah, we can't have hangry.
Now, you know what? That's kind of funny. Every time you guys go somewhere, you guys go to these remotes, you guys always get food, but you guys never. Thank you guys for inviting me this time.
Yeah, we missed you.
We're
happy you're not. We're happy you're not incarcerated.
I talked to the CEO, Joe Krause. I said, "Do we have to invite Barrett?"
Yeah.
Do I really have to sit next to him for 3 hours?
There was a payment involved.
But you know what? I didn't get out until like 4:20 yesterday.
Did you? Is anything resolved? So basically,
I got to pay $1,000.
Dude, let me say this: you can fight this thing all you want, but then when you get down to it, okay, the court costs, the attorney fees. Is it worth it? That's why I said, Barrett, pay the $1,000 and be done with it.
Can you do it?
Can I do what?
I'll give you the docket number. Could you pay the $1,000?
I spent all my money this summer. My wife took all my money and redid the patio deck. You saw it, the pergola and all that stuff. You know what? I'm asking Joe Krause for food stamps when this show's over.
You're not the only one.
Joe, I got to get out. I got to get out of Jersey, where I am, man.
You're not coming to Delaware, are you?
Come to Downingtown. You get a place right across the street, Barrett.
Right. But I'm saying I'm trying to find somewhere
near Derek,
like a couple miles from you, Derek.
Oh heck no!
I think next door. Heck no. I think next door would be perfect.
No, see, no. Because see, my wife will be asking me every day, should we invite Barrett and Sanjay over for dinner?
Yes.
Sanjay, yes. Barrett, absolutely not.
Yes.
That's terrible.
Barrett walks in my house. I'm telling you, he's like Eddie Haskell from Yo Leave It to Beaver. How are you today, Mrs. Gunn?
Yes.
You look lovely today. Your entire house.
It's a wonderful dress you're wearing, Mrs. Gunn.
And she's in sweats. Oh, it's a beautiful sweat outfit you're wearing today, Mrs. Gunn.
I tried to go to Delco. I try to go. You know, Rob's the mayor. I try to go to Delco, but they don't have enough land, man.
Yeah, man. We'd all be on top of each other. You don't want that. It's all too tight.
I'll pay for you to go to Delco.
What?
So here's what I'm going to do for you guys around 1:30.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to give you my reasons for my Cowboy hatred.
Okay,
I've laid it out.
So you're a native Philadelphia.
I've laid it out. I've laid it out. Now it's sports hate before everybody starts losing their mind with the hate word. But I'll give you the reasoning where it started.
Okay.
All right, with the origins of it, and I'm going to name names.
Oh,
I am going to
man.
name names. I have a long list in front of me of
You know, when you start naming names,
they get
people
fired.
get fired.
People get canceled.
I would imagine these are names from the past.
Both. We got a little bit of
Past and
both.
present.
I gave you a little present too.
Is Jerry Jones on that list?
Correct.
There you go. He should be the first on that list.
It was his birthday yesterday. Today will not feel like a birthday when I get after Jerry's butt on this one.
Rob talks, we listen.
Exactly.
Right,
So
right.
We will do that. We also have playoff baseball, which obviously this is huge, guys. It's a long time since we've had playoff baseball. And although the last game was disappointing, the Phillies go to Atlanta and they did their job. They got a split. You get out of there with a split.
Thank goodness for Rob's got Castellanos both offensively and defensively in that first game.
Oh my God,
he's had to turn. I was proud of you. You actually said you were sorry.
I
yesterday.
did. I gave it up to him.
See, and I've been telling you since August, right? You wouldn't listen to me.
I know.
See, it's
Hey,
like
guys, look. You know what though?
What?
What's the matter?
Now we talk about Batman. Look.
Oh yeah.
Now I got this. I actually got this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you had that way ahead of the curve before Skinny Batman. And
did you bring us a shirt?
Swole Batman. Fat Batman.
Did you bring us shirts?
Derek, if you could fit this, I'd take it off and give it to you now.
That's a bed sheet on me, but I'm saying, did you bring some our size?
I didn't get one. We weren't working together then.
Oh man.
That's when you left me.
I'm right.
What do you mean I left you?
You left me. You left me all alone.
I was called. I was called to a higher calling. What do you want me to expect?
You and Rob just left me.
Yeah, well, that's a long story, man.
Yeah, really.
You want me to do another hate list?
Yeah. Look,
we don't have enough time for that.
Look at Rob's face right now. You want to get his blood boiling, get his Irish blood boiling?
Yeah, we don't have enough time for that list.
Right.
Trust me when I tell you that. We'd be here forever. We'd be dark by the time we got done.
Right.
No, but it's a fun day because everything sort of sets up, right? You got the Phillies later in the afternoon, right? And then Saturday sets up with the Phillies in the afternoon. You get college football, and then of course Sunday we might have a Phillies game leading up. Hopefully not. Hopefully the Phillies win the next two and it's over.
Really.
Yeah. So hopefully we don't even have to go to Sunday.
You don't want to go back to Atlanta for Game 5.
You don't want that. Trust me when I tell you that. But then you have the Eagles game Sunday night. So everything just kind of set itself up. And we have look at this weather. We're sitting here.
This is unbelievable.
It's
compared
incredible.
to yesterday.
This would be a great day for some gunner ribs. Tomorrow, right?
It would.
I thought you would say fishing. I should be fishing. Right. That's what I should
can go fishing whenever you want to go.
Well, as long as you don't pull what those guys pulled in Ohio. You hear this, Barrett?
I've seen that, but I've heard this before.
These dudes loaded up fish with like weights, lead weights to win a fishing contest. I thought it was one of you guys. I thought one of you two were up to something.
That's pretty.
They got criminal charges against them.
Oh, do they? They won a lot of money, probably.
It was like $40,000 winner's purse.
Yeah, I think that's going right back.
I've seen that happen before, and not only that, there's also concern that the fish they caught were not fish caught from that particular lake. They believe they may have brought them in from another lake.
Wow.
Yeah. So
fish and fillets.
Yeah. And fillet, stuffing them with fillets also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't get any ideas, Barrett.
I wouldn't do that. I
saw the wheels. I saw the wheels turning in the head.
You know what, man?
Now he's tempted.
See,
I should have never brought it up.
I told him that.
Should have never brought it up. But
so you're going with me, right?
Who?
Both of you guys. When we can go out on my boat.
Okay.
I'm not going out on your boat. How far are we going out?
We won't go more than 5 miles.
That's your rule.
If we go past 5 miles, I can't go.
That's it.
I don't trust him. He's been out to get me for years. There's no way.
Yeah, we're never going to hear
from Jaws too many times.
There's going to be some cement shoes, some cement loafers. If that's
can't do it.
He goes out there.
And I have to deal with my sister Trish. No.
Yes.
That's not happening.
Trish would come after you. My kids would probably say, Dad was here today, gone tomorrow.
How much was the insurance check?
Really. How much, Mom, how much is your policy?
Look, I would have to deal with your grandkids. That'd be the problem.
That's it.
Oh, Cruz?
Cruz would take you out.
3-year-old Cruz would come and take you out.
Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
All right, so here's what we have. Eagles, we're going to get a little bit more. I want to get the breakdown of what the Eagles have to do to win this game.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll get into the Barrett studies the X's and the O's. We're going to do that. A lot of other things, the history of this matchup. We'll dig into the Cowboys, Phillies, Braves. We know who's starting for the Braves. They finally named a starter. It's Spencer Strider,
which is weird, but not.
Well, he means he's been injured, so they don't even know if he can go.
He hasn't pitched in a while.
They're going to only have him go 2-3 innings.
I don't.
We got to take advantage of it.
I don't buy that.
See, I don't buy it. I think he's going deep.
If he's rolling and he's handcuffed him the way Kyle Wright did the other day.
Agreed.
He's not pitching 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah, don't fall for the banana.
And he's on the Phillies this year.
Well, guys, you got to think positive. He's only going to pitch 2 or 3 innings because we're going to light his
Okay.
Hope so.
Okay, I'll buy
Hope
that.
so.
We're going to
Better
light
hope so.
him up.
Yes.
I'll buy that. Brent Sell is going to join us a little bit later. We are going to have our host. And by the way, come on out, man. Just an amazing, amazing day here at Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group in Downingtown. It's 1221 East Lancaster Avenue. So you got to come on out. It's a perfect day. We got the chairs set up. We got our friends here hanging out with us. We got
chicken tenders.
This next break is going to be ugly. Gunner
it's going to be like a
Gunner
track
is going to
meet.
take that
It's
table
gonna be a track
out.
meet. I'm telling you right. How long is this break?
I hope the employees ate because it's about to be over.
Xander,
once
it better
Gunner
be
gets,
longer than a 3
Gunner
minute
gets
break.
loose over there.
Because the next segment will be Robin Barrett by himself.
Derek's going to be late
right now.
He's going to be late in the back of one of these.
I'm telling you right now, I'll be burping up chicken tenders in about half hour.
Yeah, it'll be a chicken coma.
I'm telling you right
Yes.
now.
All right, so stop on out. So we got that. We're going to dig into the good matchups this week in the NFL, which there are some really good ones, including the Bills and the Chiefs.
And I got 3 of my upset.
That's supposed to be the number one game, man. Yeah. I think Eagles Dallas is the number one game.
I agree.
So Eagles Dallas.
But we're not biased at all.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bills Chiefs.
That's a 425, man. That's your appetizer right into the Eagles.
Let me tell you something.
We'll
that's going to be a game, though.
How about the Chiefs are dogs in that game?
I can't believe that.
It's the first time in 41 games that Patrick Mahomes has been an underdog at home.
I can't believe that.
Crazy.
I can't believe
Think
that.
about that for a minute.
It's even more shocking because Buffalo doesn't have their 2 Pro Bowl safeties back there.
Exactly.
One's out for the season.
Back. Yeah, I thought Poyer was coming back.
No, Poyer's out again this week.
Yeah.
Micah Hyde's lost for the season because of a neck injury.
Right.
Poyer's out for this game.
But they are getting Tre'Davious White back.
They are. That's
Which
huge.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll do that game. There's like 8 games I got from week 6. Last week's card was not great. This week's good. And at some point, we may have to talk about the game last night, and I might lose my lunch if we do. That was
a college game. That was a Division II college game.
The last 2 Thursday night games could not have been worse. I mean, honestly.
No, last night was the worst.
Yeah.
That was the worst game I've seen in a long time.
It was bad. It was bad. So we'll do that. We have our NFL rankings top 5 as well. We are going to do that. We got some
NFC,
open talk. And no, we're doing the whole NFL today.
I thought we
did NFC yesterday.
We did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I thought we did top 10. Wait. You know what? You're right.
Are you all right?
No, look, because
are you having like a chicken coma?
I have my top 10 list right there.
I see you.
Okay.
I see you.
You know I'm prepared, bro.
I know you're ready.
I'm not prepared. I got to get that going.
No, man. What is wrong with you?
And we got
because I was in court. What are you talking about?
He was in court all day.
No, wait.
We'll give him a little bit of a
Hold
break.
up. You got out at 4:30. You had all night to do your list.
No, then I went out there and it was a breast cancer function I went to. They had to be there at 6 o'clock.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Yes,
Nice
I mean they help women with prosthetics.
Yes.
It's called World of Pink.
Very cool.
I went there. I was actually a runway model. I walked
What?
model down. Yes,
Do we have video of this?
How do you just drop this on us now?
Yeah, really.
I'm a good guy, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm a good guy.
Is there pictures of video?
You might be able to go on World of Pink and look it up. But yeah, I walk.
Maybe next segment you'll do a little catwalk for us.
So you were sashaying down the runway?
I don't know about sachet. I didn't fall. So put it like that.
I don't think sachet and Barrett have ever been used in the same sentence.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not a sashayer.
I was just trying not to fall, man.
Exactly.
Trying not to fall.
What were you wearing?
You have a suit on?
I didn't want a suit. I had jeans on.
Suited and booted.
I had a nice dark blue shirt on with a like a checkerboard blue and light blue and gray.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I like
Nice.
it. All right. Sharp, man.
I'm proud of you.
Good.
No,
All right.
you're not. No, you're not.
You're not.
Why?
No, right.
There's no sincerity.
There's none
to any of that.
whatsoever.
No, I'm
There's
proud
no-
of him. I'm
Stop.
proud of him. You know
Don't
what?
be lying.
No,
This is
because
breast cancer month, man.
No, because as much charity stuff as I do, that's why I said I'm proud of you. Get
Okay.
out there.
Thank you.
You know what? You just see.
I didn't even get paid for
Where's
it.
Joe Krause? I told him I shouldn't have to sit between these two.
I didn't have to. Look, I didn't even have to. I didn't want to get paid. I didn't
Poor
get
guy.
paid. I
Poor
did.
guy.
It was on me, bro.
I'm emotional right now.
I know.
I'm proud of you.
All right.
man.
Well, you can get misty during the break. So
Okay. No. I'll be making a beeline over to that
I
table.
know you will. I
during
can
the break.
see that look in your eye. So that's why I'm
telling you
taking
right
the
now,
break.
I can't hear a word you're saying. Wait.
Excuse me, young
I
man.
know.
Would you like to come sit here and work with these guys?
Please.
They are terrible.
Look,
My man was ready to go.
He thought
My man
about it for a
flinched.
moment.
He was ready to
flinched
go.
for a
There we
second.
go.
He went over. He goes, "Nah, I don't know about that."
You're gonna get Wally pipped if that. I can tell. he's
Right,
ready. He's
right.
ready, man. All right, so we'll step aside, and again, we are hanging out here at Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com is how you can check out all the amazing automobiles.
Yes.
You see some of them to our right, to our left.
That was
it is-
mine right
Dodge.
there.
They got
too late.
Volkswagen.
Too late. Too
They
late.
got it all here, man.
That's all me. All right, so we come back. We'll dig a little bit further in the Eagles, Cowboys, Phillies playoffs. It's all on the table. You guys ready to roll?
Let's
ready.
do this.
All right, let's do this thing. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Again, coming to you live, Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group, Downingtown.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction. Go with trust.
Go Birds!
And go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia dreams. Up. And go Birds.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
Oh, baby, we are back. Yes, we are back hanging out. What an awesome crowd. First of all, let's give it up. Let's give it up for these people right here. They're hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We are a Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com. Mention some of these just unbelievable
Yo, they got
deals that we have here.
They got Dodge, they got Jeep, they got Volkswagen, they got everything. I can only fit in Dodges. You know that, right?
Is that right?
Yeah, they're the only ones I can fit in.
My son just texted me. I told him where I am because he's been looking to buy a Gladiator or a Wrangler.
Right.
And so he said, do you see one in green, silver, or black? I said, yes, yes, and yes. He goes, let me know because I'm coming out there. I said, okay.
All right. So we have a killer. I don't know if we could get a shot of this with one of our cameras. Maybe we can if we can't. But there's a really awesome green one over to our right. You guys see that one?
Yep.
Really sweet.
See, that's the one. That's the one I have. It's in white though.
Okay.
Oh, do you?
But I got it jacked up.
Is that a Gladiator or a
Raised.
Wrangler?
That's a Wrangler.
That's a Wrangler. Okay.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
The Gladiators are the ones right here. The
So the ones behind us, by the way, guys, the Counts Customs Camp Freedom Edition, they're awesome, man. Pay tribute to our military and our first responders. Yeah, you got to see that. You have got to see the hood of this thing. It is unreal. It's got all the branches of the service on there.
Yeah,
and the sides when it's dark out. The stars and the stripes light up.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm telling you, man. It's unbelievable.
Look, it has a built-in pulley on the front.
Yeah, so check this out.
Look at this, Barrett. You like stuff like that. Look at that.
So you can get this. It's the Gladiator Raffle Jeff D'Ambrosio donation detail. Now, the details of this are all proceeds from this raffle will help Camp Freedom fulfill its mission of healing heroes with outdoor adventures. The camp serves veterans, first responders, their family members, and Gold Star families. Okay, that's pretty awesome, man. And you go hopeiwin.com. You can buy one ticket, $100, 3 tickets, $250, 5 tickets, $400, 7 tickets, $550. Winner will be announced on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Jeff D'Ambrosio has long supported the veterans, first responders in the community, as well as local schools. He's donated $250,000 to 10 schools in the area just this past year.
That's incredible.
Wow. And we're gonna hear from Jeff in a little bit.
Rob, D-Gun said he's bought us 3.
Oh,
Three
thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man.
What?
Yeah.
3 tickets.
Three
Appreciate that.
tickets.
You got
I thought you meant 3 Jeeps.
No, 3 tickets.
Oh.
I went tickets. You went Jeep. I went tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might win. 3 tickets. Appreciate that. That's only $500. You can afford that.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk to my financial advisor, which is my wife.
Yeah,
See
good
what
luck.
she says.
Okay.
Good luck.
All
right.
You get that, buddy.
If I said please, Trish would do it.
She would do it for you.
Yeah.
for
She
sure.
probably would. That's
Yes.
what angers me so much.
Why?
Because she.
Oh, you telling me all the time with my peoples all the time.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, I know, huh?
I don't know what to say right now.
All right. I'll get you out of this, Derek.
Thank you.
Here's the question, and I'll start with you, Derek, because you
told my mom on me.
you did tell us,
not
Mom.
right, man.
Mama Brooks, and I can't.
One of my finer moments in life.
And by the way, I don't want to ignore everybody in the chat section. We love you guys, but I just can't check it out right now.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you, everybody streaming, everybody viewing.
Right.
All right. So you've been covering sports for how long?
Since 1979. So you do the math.
43 years.
Yep.
Okay. You've been covering sports for and it's amazing that you're 28. That you started.
I know.
There's
Man,
some weird math.
Look at this.
So
Wow.
here's the question I have for
You know what they say?
What do they say?
Black don't crack. you know. Hey, what do you want me to tell you? You know I'm different, Rob.
You are different.
You got to be careful what you ask me.
You are
man.
different. I'll never argue that. You are different.
He's special.
Special too.
You're so special.
Special.
Both.
Yeah, you're just so special.
You're a little bit of both.
All right.
So here's the
That's what
question
my
I have
family
for you.
says. Okay.
And you've been covering sports here for 25 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you still get up for the big game? Do you still get excited
Absolutely.
for the big game? Do you still have the the
Absolutely.
juice, the bubble guts and all the good stuff for the big game?
I don't get to the bubble gut level. It took me a few years when we came here. We came here in '97.
Mm-hmm.
You and I to start Comcast Sportsnet. It took me a few years to truly understand the rivalry between the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But once you get entrenched in it, it's like you feel like you've been there forever, especially when you consider I've been here 25 years, covered this team for 25 years. And as I told you on the show yesterday, as much as I love football, what we do in our platforms, whether it's TV, radio, or whatever the case may be, streaming, when you get to a certain point of the week, it like drops off because you're tired of talking about it.
Right.
You just want to get to the game and see
beating
the
it
game.
into the ground, basically.
But with this particular game, it's like that adrenaline just keeps rising.
Yep.
And I hate the fact that they're the Sunday night game.
I know. I wish it was Sunday at 1. I'm with it.
I wish it was a Thursday night game.
I'm with you. I'm so I'm with you. Like I'm not burnt out. I'm just dying for the game to get.
Yes.
And you have to.
Exactly,
thank God it's
man.
on Monday at least. But
yeah.
Sunday night, it's gonna be a long day. Sunday, I'm gonna keep myself occupied with the other games.
Absolutely.
But still, in the back of your mind, you're like, come on.
No,
what time is it? Let's go.
I'm just anxious. I got this. It's almost like I got anxiety or
Yes.
something, man. I'm just ready for it to be here. Like I couldn't even drink coffee this morning because I was already hyped.
Yeah.
I was already excited. So I was already ready to roll.
You're so wired up. Don't need no coffee in your cup, as Van Morrison once said.
I mean, if I drink coffee right now, I'd be too hyped up.
Yeah.
Be all hyped up like I drank some Mountain Dew.
See, I've never understood that about
keep
coffee
you away from
drinkers.
the dew, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I've never understood coffee drinkers because my wife and my kids, they're coffee drinkers, and like most people, they drink coffee to get them to jumpstart in the day.
You don't need that, Derek.
I don't but see, it doesn't affect me. I'll drink a cup of coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I could drink it morning, afternoon, or night. It doesn't do anything.
You don't need that. You're already
high on
overly
life.
excited, bro.
I am high on life.
You're already overly.
I'm overly what?
Ambitious, overly excited.
Overly ambitious. I'm as laid back as they come, Mr. Brooks.
What have you ever been laid back?
Wow.
Yeah, people don't understand. I had to ride with this man. We went year with the Super Bowl 2017.
I'm deeply hurt by these comments.
Me and Derek drove all the way to Minnesota,
to Minneapolis, and he wouldn't let me drive. He would not let me drive.
No.
You drove the whole way?
We had an Escalade.
First of all, how long is the ride?
We went
to
South Philly. South Philly to Minnesota.
It took us 2 days.
Yeah.
Because we
broke it up.
spent the night in Chicago.
That's a
we
good
drove
place.
10, 11 hours to Chicago. We sat there. We went to a steakhouse, and then he started ripping me at the steakhouse.
No, not just steakhouse. Took him to Mike Ditka's Steakhouse. He orders chicken.
You got chicken at Ditka's?
Thank you. See what I'm saying?
Wait, come on.
And you think I'm
Barrett,
weird?
that is a violation.
See, you think I'm weird?
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm sitting here.
No,
looking
I'm
at him.
bad. That's bad.
When he placed his order, I'm thinking, okay, here's a punch. Like, Barrett likes a joke.
The waiter was like insulted, I'm assuming, right? Or your hostess or your server.
I'm like, we just traveled 17 hours. We get to one of the best steakhouses in the Midwest. He ordered chicken.
Oh, man.
I know what it is. I had first of all, throughout that week, I had hamburger one day, I had steak one day, then I turned around, I had ribs one day.
Doesn't matter.
I had too much red meat in my diet right there, man.
Yeah, okay. Too much red meat.
Seriously.
So we get to St. Paul, Minnesota. Ask him what he ordered.
Ribs.
Talking about red meat? No. Ask him what he ordered.
What'd you get?
A box.
White Castle.
A box. No. Not just one.
Is that meat?
Not just two. A box of 8.
Yeah, that's your
White
bad,
Castle.
Barrett. See, here's what you need to anticipate that you're going to be going to Ditka's, and the earlier stops can't be the red meat.
Right.
Then you save your red meat for Ditka's.
There we go. I'll do it next
You
time.
got to plan out better.
But
man.
I'm not really a big steak guy. I'm really not.
But what you bought, but what you bought at White Castle, that's not meat.
Well, it was great though. But look, I mean, that chicken, you got to understand, that chicken was amazing.
I hate to say this, Rob.
Yeah.
Because he let me taste a piece of
It
it.
was good.
It was good.
That chicken was amazing.
You got to give it up.
Hey, look, dude,
Yeah, you gotta give it up.
let me tell you something, man.
Yeah,
It's the only reason I got let back in the car because he said,
That's
"Bro,
right.
it's good."
that's right.
Well, let's put it in this proper perspective, Rob. When you're on road trips and you're eating on a company dime,
Yeah, you go heavy.
Oh, I
go
wasn't
heavy.
though. I
Yeah.
wasn't though. I wasn't even a company. I don't have I didn't have a company credit card.
yes, you
I
did.
still don't. No, I
Barrett,
don't.
you let Derek handle
I
it.
would have taken care of it.
He takes care
Bro,
of it.
you didn't take care of it until the last day.
You didn't ask me.
I shouldn't have to ask you. I don't have a company credit card. I had to pay for everything myself. Remember, I had to pay for my room.
But you got reimbursed. It's the same thing.
Rob, I went and we got the room. The room was $3,000. That was $3,200.
They jacked the prices for the Super Bowl, as you can
my
imagine.
God.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a company credit card.
Yeah, that's a lot to just throw on the credit. in your
Guess who
credit
had to put that on their credit card? Yeah,
Did you not get your money back?
like 7 days later after we got back.
So 7 days a week, that's nothing.
It's not bad. All right, here's the question I have for you guys.
Yes.
Does this team remind you of 17?
Too much. Way too much.
Hmm.
It's so many similarities in how things are going. With the exception of the record, just the camaraderie of the team, how the team reacts with each other, how they're focusing and riding a wave of a quarterback that's, hot, very hot. So, I mean, I at this point, man, there's so many similarities. The defense playing away. It was a very defensive-minded team in 2017, more so than people like to give
Underrated,
credit for.
I think.
Oh, never.
Yeah,
That
in
defensive
way.
line, the way
Yeah.
they used to have that NASCAR, and
Mhm.
it was amazing how they used to heat up quarterbacks. And that's where I say, and plus we had some pretty good linebackers too.
Yeah. Hicks before he got hurt.
Jordan Hicks.
Kendricks.
I mean, we had some pretty good guys back there, man. So
The one aspect of this team I hope that does not happen again, it was the multitude of injuries that team endured
Right.
to
Yeah,
get
it's
to
true.
where they
That's
wanted
true.
to go.
and that's why I said that just too similar.
But you were talking about how defensive heavy that team was. Yeah, don't forget Howie Roseman brought in Alshon,
Yeah, he did.
LeGarrette Blount,
Wow. Yep, you're right.
the running back from England,
Yeah, Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi. So he brought in offensive weapons.
Oh, he had himself an offseason.
Timmy,
Huh?
the defensive lineman.
Tim Jernigan.
Tim Jernigan from
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So and you're right. It's similar to that, and I don't think Howie gets enough credit for what he has not just assembled this year, but what he has built over the last couple of years. We've chastised him, not just us, but the media, fan base alike for years because of the inconsistencies in the draft process. He finally started looking at the SEC in 2021, carried over in 2022. And when we had him on our show back in May, what did he say? He said, my grandfather was asking me, why don't you get more players from the SEC? Jeffrey Lurie was asking him, do you think we should look at the SEC a little bit more?
You're getting heat from Grandpa, man.
Yeah,
you know you got to step your
better
game
pay
up a little
attention.
bit.
If Grandpa's giving you heat,
Well, that's the thing. That's where I think this is even different in a better way. Obviously, that team won a Super Bowl, but I mean, I think the drafts the last 2 years have been on point.
impeccable.
Amazing.
And
Yes.
before that, it was choppy, man. It was
Yeah.
good, bad,
Yes.
good, bad,
Yes.
and the bads were real
I
bad.
just can't get past Donnell Pumphrey.
That
man.
one still hurts.
What?
There's a
You-
scar
you-
there.
You just won't let it go, will you?
I can't, man.
Yeah.
I just can't. Man.
But I mean, you're right. The philosophy has kind of moved a little bit to the big boys, if you will, the SEC.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
those kind of guys.
But they still stayed with. All right, the trenches are where we're gonna spend
Yes.
the money.
I mean, even look at
Yeah,
this year.
Draft capital. Yeah.
They viewed the last 2 years, Barrett, great example. So they get Dickerson in large part because he was hurt a lot in college.
Should have been a first round.
Right.
When the dude played, he was great.
Right.
Yeah.
So you took a little bit of a risk, and by what was it? The first, second game last year, he was
Yeah.
your starter at guard.
Yeah.
This year, you get Juergens, who you hope doesn't pay any dividends for you because you hope everybody stays healthy
Right.
along the offensive line. But
Right.
still, that's smart drafting, man.
Absolutely.
And they're able to do that. And in addition to adding, bodies like Jordan Davis, getting a Kobe Dean in the third round, you go to last year, what they were able to do early, really the first 4 picks, get a Milton Williams. It's just smart. And they're also looking with an eye to the future, which you have to do to an extent.
Absolutely.
But getting guys who are contributing right now also.
No question about it, because what you're doing is laying the groundwork for the young guys who are going to eventually replace the older guys. Now, we all know that everybody's not coming back after this season.
Yeah.
And we thought Howie was building this team for the future, and he kept adding pieces. He adds a Bradbury, Kazir White, and you're thinking, no, he's talking about winning right now.
Well, yeah, because it started slow this offseason.
It did.
And all of a sudden you're thinking, all right, they realize they're about a year away, and they're just going to do. And then all of a sudden, like you said, whoa, okay, this is real. And I think draft night, when you and I were sitting there,
absolutely,
at Ocean
Casino, yeah.
When they make the trade for A.J. Brown, that was a clear signal like, okay, it's on now.
Absolutely. No, there's no question about it. I think the best strategic move he made outside of the A.J. Brown was getting a Jordan Davis who gets to tutor under Pro Bowl players like Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. And Milton Williams already had a year under his belt. So the onus is not on this high draft pick in the first round of this year's draft to come in and be the man right now. You started out slowly, 22% of the snaps. That was elevated to 42% this past week.
Yeah.
And his role is only going to continue to increase as he gets acclimated to the game at this level.
Especially this week.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Especially
If he doesn't play 40% of the snaps this week, I'd be shocked.
Barrett, let's go there. We're seeing him get better every week. Now, it's not necessarily blowing you away, because of the position that he plays. It's not like
he's not blowing the average fan away.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So tell me what you're seeing from him and the improvement and the growth here out of Jordan Davis.
He's just a bump on the log, man. Just sitting right there, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from your
immovable
inside guy.
force.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
The movable object is sitting right there in the middle of that defense.
Yeah.
If you can't move him, that means you got to go around him. And we have guys fast enough to get there before they can get around him. That's why he's such a force.
Right.
He's not necessarily going to go out there and get you a lot of the stats, a lot of the tackles for loss. I mean, you may get a couple of tackles for loss, but he's not going to blow it up as far as even, pressures on the quarterback. He's going to collapse the pocket on pass plays. On run plays, he's going to be sitting right there. They're going to try to double team him. He's going to keep the linebackers clean. That's what his purpose is. His purpose is not. I talk to Big Ted Williams all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And him in Washington, and both of those guys played nose guards for Buffalo Bills, and they sat there like a bump on a log and kept guys clean. That's what he did. Saragusa.
Yeah.
If you ask Ray Lewis right now, what was one of the biggest things that helped his production and learning how to be a NFL linebacker, a great NFL linebacker, is his ability to run free, because he had Goose sitting in the middle of that defense, keeping 2 and 3 guys sit right there.
Those kind of guys.
Vince Wilfork, yes, those type of guys.
Yeah.
When you can't move those guys and you can't, the linebackers can't get touched because you have 2 guys sitting on him and those guys can run scot-free, that's how you build a defense.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get a quickie here in, guys. And again, we're coming to you live from Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group, Downingtown. GoJeffAuto.com. It is the anniversary sale. Yes, 40 years. 40 years.
This place looks impeccable. It looks brand new.
Beautiful, man. It is beautiful. We'll be talking to Jeff momentarily, but you get all kinds of great deals here on all Ram vehicles. Everyone qualifies. 3,000 off, could qualify up to 10,000 off. VIP discounts for every car on the lot. 1,500 right off the top, over 500 used cars starting at $4,995. Payments starting as low as $99 per month. So, and you got bad credit, don't worry about it. You're like Barrett, you're struggling a little bit, you're good to go. We will take care of you. We will take care of you.
And the most important thing, free food.
Free food. That's the other part.
Free food.
Exactly right. And we got some seats here for you if you want to hang out. It's a gorgeous day. I mean, absolutely perfection.
This is unbelievable.
This is as good as it gets.
For mid-October? Are you kidding me?
Unreal. He's Barrett. He's Derek. I'm Rob. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. We'll be right back.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
The greatest fans on earth. It's a bold statement, but would you expect anything less from Philadelphia? 58 years of heartache creates a toughness, a grit, a resolve not found in most. Sure, our prayers were answered, but now that we've had a taste, we're looking for more. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The faces you know, the team you trust. The Delaware Valley's leading news program, Action News.
Go for the beers, go for the cheers, go for the hit and the hits, go for the scene, go for the screens, go for the gallery, go for the win, go to Ocean.
In everybody, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. We are coming to you live from just an amazing site here, Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com. We're hanging out in Downingtown, 1221 East Lancaster Ave in Downingtown. And
hey,
yes,
you know, under the headline of "Ask and Ye Shall Receive,"
right?
Our colleague and friend Leslie Goodell,
the great Leslie Goodell.
I was joking. I said, she goes, D-Gun, you need any more food? Because she's we've worked together for years. She brings me not one but two cupcakes. I'm emotional.
Well, that's how well she knows you. She didn't just bring you one; she brought you two because she knows.
Don't touch them, Barrett.
That's how you are. Yes,
touch my cupcake. We got to throw down.
All of a sudden, the other end of the table just got a lot more handsome. But this end, we're killing you.
Thank you.
This end, no, not you.
Oh, no,
not you. The great Brett Selleck joins us. Brett, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother.
It's great to see you guys.
Likewise, man. How you been?
I'm doing great. Same old. Still doing real estate.
Yeah.
Got a couple projects going on, but I love it, man. I love having a project. I like architecture, like design, like figuring out solutions to problems. So I'm enjoying it.
You killed it, man. I mean, you were doing this kind of stuff. You were preparing yourself even during the playing days. You weren't one of these guys who got kind of caught off guard, you know, once you finally hung it up. And you rode off in a blaze of glory, by the way, after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I tried my hand in a few other businesses. I had a restaurant at one point. That was really tough. Learned really quickly.
Yeah,
I do not want to be in this.
This is not for me.
This is not for me.
Yeah.
I had one for like 3 years, man.
It's tough.
Too rough,
Yeah. All the problems you deal with, it's hard. So I'm glad I found an avenue in real estate and that I love. I know I have a passion about, and it's something that I can do for a long time. I think one point I'll get back into coaching, you know, because I love football. But while my kids are young, I want to be at home. I want to hang around them. I want to see them play their games. And, if you go into coaching, it's tougher than being a player.
Yeah.
Those hours, man.
The hours are crazy.
Yeah.
So whenever you decide to get back into coaching, do you want to coach it at the high school level, college level, pro level? What?
It would either be high school or pro.
Okay.
I'm not recruiting 18, 19-year-old kids.
You know what that's like, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I'm not going to go into somebody's living room and beg them to come play for me.
And it's different these days, too.
It's way harder with the transfer portal and everything else, man.
And NIL still needs to get it figured out.
Right. There's one kid right now that's already made $30 million.
No way.
Are you kidding me?
What are you talking about? The quarterback for USC?
I think so. Yeah. Him.
Wow.
$30 million.
Well, how about the kid C.J. Stroud from Ohio State?
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He gives every player. Now, you think most big-time programs have 80 to 90 players. He gave every one of the players a certificate to get a $500 suit to travel.
That's cool, man. That's
awesome.
You talk about building, wanting your guys to play for you. That's awesome.
I agree.
And then Deion Sanders' son, who quarterbacks for Deion's Jackson State team, gave every player a set of Beats headphones.
Nice.
You know how much those things cost?
That's awesome.
Right.
That is very cool.
I think they do need to find a way to share the wealth a little bit in college.
Yes.
And then I also think you need to take half that money and tie it to education. I mean by that, put it in an escrow account. You can't touch it until you graduate. If you don't graduate, it goes back into a pool. But if you graduate, you get to keep the rest of that
That's an
money.
awesome idea, man.
And that way you show that education still matters. Even if you get out, okay, I have 250 grand sitting in this account. What do I got to do? I got to go finish these classes.
I like that.
Exactly.
Bro. That's a good idea, man. That's a really good idea. So look, you came out of Cincinnati, which I'll tell you what has really become a factory. I mean, you look at what
Trent Cole started it.
Trent Cole, right? Absolutely. Yeah. And, obviously Jason Kelsey and what Travis.
Connor Barwin. Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, like I think really kind of under the radar.
Gardner now.
Yeah.
And then last year they played in the Final Four.
Yeah.
We
didn't show up too well.
And
that's okay.
Alabama's
but
you had to bring that up there?
No.
And they're in my
conference
conference also. They'll be in the Big 12 next year.
But the only reason I said that is because when did you ever think of Cincinnati will be playing against those teams in a Final Four?
No, I agree.
So that tells you the evolution of what that program has done.
And I think the program's continuing to go up. But what Luke Fickell has done in staying there, he's done something that no other coach has done. Everybody else has used it as a stepping stone.
Okay.
And we've had great coaches to come through there.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Luke is just staying there and, making that his home, it's awesome. It's
really
great.
cool.
It's great for the university. It's great for the town. It's awesome.
Let me ask you. We got to ask you.
He probably took a pay cut to come to the NFL.
Look who's talking. Unbelievable. Brad, I got to ask you. You clearly keep a close eye on the Birds too.
Yeah.
With what's happening with this team. Unbelievable start.
Yep.
Do you see that sustainability here with this club?
I do. I think they got great leaders on the team. I think it always starts with the offense and defensive lines. And to me, you got probably the best assistant coach in football, and Jeff Stoutland coaching the offensive line. You're very deep at D-line. And I just think it's a group that wants to play for each other.
Yeah.
I like it. I love the way Jalen leads as a quarterback. I like everything about him. So hopefully they can just keep it up. I think the sign of a good team is how they react to adversity. And I think we saw that, when they played Jacksonville and they're down 14-0. But I think they need to face, a little bit more adversity, come through it, and prove to themselves that they're a great football team.
Battle tested.
Yeah. And once they prove to themselves, I think there's no stopping them.
It was my honor to cover your entire career. Now, you didn't grow up here. But at what point of your young career did you realize that when it came to the Eagles playing the Cowboys, it just wasn't another game?
You learned that right away.
Right away.
People tell you, yo, man, I don't care what you do the rest of the season, but win this game, beat Dallas. Yeah. So, and I think everybody in the locker room feels that. How the fans feel, the players feel that through and through. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, man, our fan base is unbelievable. I know we hate Dallas, but just to take a step back real quick, I went on the Arizona trip. It was the first time in my life that I actually just hung out as a fan in an away stadium. Yeah. And I was actually in the stadium. I wasn't in a box or anything with the fans. And it was amazing how well the Eagles fans traveled.
Wow.
And how respectful they were to everybody. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a bad egg there at all. Mm. So it was awesome. And Yeah, I think the fans, you can feel it right away that fans do not like Dallas.
I don't know if you saw that shot, Brett, but when Arizona's kicker Amendola missed it, right? It was bedlam. And there's this one shot where it's all the Eagles in the one section, Eagles fans.
I was in that section.
You were.
I mean,
it looked
behind
like
behind the bench. Yeah.
It looked like the link. It was unbelievable.
Awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
People were just throwing beer. I got beer thrown at me. So it was fun though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, let me ask you this, man. You know, like you said, you're watching the team. I know you're watching the tight end position. You know, what do you think of Dallas Goedert? Where is he at as far as your ranking of the tight ends?
I mean, because Kelsey has done it for so long, you know, I put Kelsey up there, but Dallas Goedert he's right there. Right. You give him all the opportunities that Kelsey's getting, and he's doing exactly what Kelsey's doing. Yep. I think he is special. I think he's special in the pass game, but I think he's also special in the run game. Right, and it's hard to find a tight end that can do both.
Like yourself.
Yeah. So, but his ability in the pass game, he just – I hate to say it, but he had more athletic ability.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I can admit it. I can admit it. Yeah. And I like his demeanor. You know, I talk to him a lot. He's a humble kid, and he just wants to keep getting better.
Right.
What was the hardest thing, the transition for you from Cincinnati to the pros? What was the biggest challenge? Was it the run game? Was it the pass game? Anything else? Any of the above? Like, what was it?
I would say the run game. I mean, blocking big defensive ends is tough.
Yeah.
You know, especially for tight ends, it's almost like hold on.
It's tough for me.
Yeah.
Let alone somebody like you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they're pretty much 30, 40 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah.
They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger than you.
Yeah.
So you got to use great technique. And it takes a want to. And I think it was something that I always prided myself on.
Yeah. You know what? I learned how to backside block, not from an offensive line coach, not from an offensive lineman. I learned it from a tight end. I learned it from Shannon Sharp.
No kidding.
He taught me how to do it. He whenever he ripped and locked, and he would lock his arm. And he's holding. I learned to hold his arm while I'm blocking him, so it doesn't look like I'm holding, but I'm holding him, and he's riding with me. And I learned that from Shannon Sharp. He taught me that.
You know, I've talked to you about this on a number of different platforms over the years, but I've always loved your answer to this. This guy here is one of the toughest football players
no doubt
I've ever had the honor to watch in all my years of covering this game. And he's taken shots where I felt him up in a press box to where my chest was hurting the next day. And you would think these are the type of shots that a lot of guys will be taken out on a stretcher or on a cart. He would get up. In a lot of cases, he would go first down.
Yeah. Yep.
Where did that mentality come from? And how did you sustain it for such a long time? I think you only missed one game in your whole professional career?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Thursday night game. It was because I couldn't get cleared for concussion protocol.
Yeah. Where did that come? Where did that mindset come from?
Jerome Bettis. I used to watch him like he was my idol. I only got to meet him once, and he was a great guy. But like, I don't think he understands. Like, I used to just idolize that guy and everything that he did, and so I tried to play the tight end position like Jerome Bettis played the running back position.
Wow, that's big. You know, because Jerome was such a great guy. I can remember we'd be in a huddle. You know, he had asthma, and I used to keep my inhaler in my sock. On the side.
You played with it?
Yeah, my sock. So we in a huddle. He poor child. Let me see that. So I would give it to him.
Was that legal back then?
I don't know, but we did it. We're in the Super Bowl. I'm saying, here you go, man. Here you go. He's ready to roll again.
Dude, when he fumbled that ball in Indy.
Oh
my God. Like I just wanted the Super Bowl so bad for him. So Ben saved it.
Oh my goodness! I was out
one of the great tackles in the history of the NFL.
Like, no.
Yeah.
How many guys get not just to win a Super Bowl, but to win it in their own hometown and ride off into the sunset?
That was unbelievable.
That's the perfect ending to a career.
Well, you ended with a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you ended pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the best thing I ever did was never play for another team.
Okay.
No.
I would say,
wow, that's deep right there.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have done it, I would have been chasing the money. I wouldn't have been happy because I love the guys in our locker room. I would have felt like I was cheating on them. Like, man, I was sitting in this locker room for so long saying, yo, this is what we got to do. We got to win this. And then we win it. I'm done.
Yep.
So you knew before the game if you guys won it, you were going to ride off?
No, I didn't. I wanted to keep playing.
Okay.
But Eagles were like, yo, this is a perfect time.
Okay.
And I was like, no, this is not the perfect time. Right. They let me go. And so I got to go test the open waters, and I went up to Detroit and just was standing in the facility, and like a light bulb went off. I was like, what am I doing? This is stupid. Let me get out of here. Called my parents. I was like, I'm done.
Wow, that's.
I wish
cool.
I could have did that.
Yeah, Barrett kind of chased the money.
I collected many checks from many owners. I'm not gonna lie.
He was the opposite of Brent Selleck.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, I was lucky. The Eagles took care of me. I signed 3 contracts with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I was able to play in one city for 11 years, win a Super Bowl in my last year. I was just talking to some of my friends, and like, a couple of them were like, bro, probably like good to be done.
Yeah.
And I took the advice.
Well, how about, let me ask you, I've asked a lot of your teammates who were in that game, in the Super Bowl game, about that day and just sort of the sense, because the fans, I think, and it wasn't just false bravado. There was like a weird feeling like, got this. It's going to be okay, even though it's New England, even though, the evil empire and all that. Did you have that same kind of confidence going into that game?
I think we did. I mean, we had a lot of guys on our team that had won Super Bowls before that were veterans. Yeah. And every one of them would tell us, dude, I'm telling you, we got the team to do this. And I think them just continuing to say that just instilled in us like, there's the only thing stopping us is us.
Right.
This is about us. And I did feel the same confidence throughout the whole week. And I think what was nice about Minnesota is that the weather outside was so terrible.
Oh, it was cold. Oh, man. Yeah.
So we all just sat in our rooms because you couldn't go out. There's Eagles fans everywhere. They'll mob you as soon as you leave your room.
Right.
So like the practice field was our oasis where like, we can get out and do something.
Yeah.
And so I think we all were just, all football every
really
day,
zoned in.
Really zoned in.
Yeah.
That was a magical season. But I have to ask you, as the journey continued, you lose a quarterback who was considered the odds-on favorite to win the MVP that year. You lose a future Pro Bowl left tackle. You lose a future Hall of Fame special teams player in Darren Sproles. You lose your middle linebacker. What's the mindset as you're not just losing players, you're losing frontline players.
Yeah.
So what's the mindset as you continue that journey in terms of what you're thinking, what the confidence level is like, and so on and so forth?
It was really just next man up. And no one was going to come through the door to save us.
Right.
Nobody was going to come play tackle for Big V. Big V had to get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think the biggest thing though was when Carson went down in LA and Nick comes in, and that was a shootout. That was a big
crazy
game.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And the fact that he came in was slinging the ball and we won it because of him. It was just like, I just remember being in that locker room afterwards where it wasn't like that somber feeling at all. It was like, doesn't matter who's in here. We got this. Nick, you're the quarterback. Let's go.
I remember even Doug the next day, and I know most coaches are always going to say, "Hey, everybody's going to be fine."
Right.
You really felt the conviction, with Doug that next day. Like, hey, I know everybody's panicking. We got this. Like, we're all right. And you sort of felt it off of Doug that day.
Yeah. And then there were some downs. Like I think when we played those last couple games, we were playing the Raiders, I believe, and things weren't looking so good. There was a lot of people doubting us. And I mean, that's why we were underdogs the whole playoffs because there was some question marks, but we had already locked up the number 1 seed. It was, different situation. Yeah.
Well, how was, Doug being the coach? You have, you had 3 different coaches, head coaches, where did Doug, what would you rank him as far as, with the Big Red? Who would you say was the coach that taught you the most?
I mean, Coach Reed was unbelievable. And I think Doug would even tell you there's so much that Coach Reed taught Doug. But I think what was different about Doug is Doug played the game. Doug was an NFL player for a long time. And so he knew how to relate to the guys. And I would say till I'm blue in the face, like coach's job is to put players in position to make plays.
Right.
He did a great job of that. He's one of the best play callers I was ever around. So when you can do that stuff, you're going to inspire your team to be great. And I think that was one of Doug's greatest qualities.
Yeah, I spoke to Jason Avant on Wednesday, and Jason said the difference between Reed and you with Chip is he said that, all right, if he didn't understand something, he could go to Coach Reed, hey, Coach, what's going on here? Why are we doing this? And Coach would say, all right, well, hey, he wouldn't take it as, are you trying to big time? He'd say, all right, hey, ask this question in front of everybody so I can answer in front of everybody because I want everybody to know why we're doing this. He said Chip was total opposite. He would think you're trying to undermine his authority and be like, oh, no, just do what I told you to do. And he said that was the biggest difference between his coaching staffs he was with Chip being the worst. What would you say was Chip's quality?
I mean, there were some good things. I don't really like talking bad about people that coached me. And I like Chip. I thought Chip taught me some things about football, with regards to terminology and how he was doing things and hydration and stuff like that I really liked. I know that there's times where he rubbed people the wrong way, or the way he did things, or, you know, you would walk by him and maybe didn't look at you and you'd be like, oh man, is coach not like me? So there was, you know, there's a lot of that stuff that would happen. And listen, it only gets magnified when you're losing.
Right.
And once we started losing and things started going sideways, you know, things turn.
Brad, back to present day, Jalen Hurts, you know, just the way that he's grown from last year, get a couple starts his rookie year, but the leap from last year to this year, you know, it's been pretty remarkable.
It's major. I mean, and I like the plays we're calling. You know, I think because we have a great offensive line, like we got to get that run game going all the time. I think run, play action is great for Jalen, and I think he's showing you what he can do. And I think he's also making good decisions on these RPOs. You know, like RPOs are a big part of their game, and he's doing a good job. So he just needs to keep it up. You know, it's hard to be a great quarterback for a long time in this league because these dudes stay up till 1 a.m. trying to find ways to stop you.
Is this team as good as the 17 team, or is to be determined?
Yeah, it's to be determined. I think
way to not put him on the spot there, Derek.
That's what you got to do it.
But it started.
Do it.
It's starting that way. Like they got the foundation of it. You know, it just takes keep doing it.
Right,
you know?
right. You guys had, you know, Malcolm Jenkins, you know, Fletcher's still there, you know, Brandon Graham's still there. You know, they have the foundation, you know, but just, you know, having guys like that, man, just let people know how it was to have guys like that in your locker room as you're going forward.
I think it's big. I think having leaders at every position group is huge for the young guys to understand what it means. You know, when you're second year in the league, you think, oh man, I'm gonna be here a long time. If we don't win this, you know, I'm still gonna be around. But to have those older guys that are there and make those younger guys realize, like, treat every season like your last, because you never know when it's gonna end. And I think that helps. And I think when you have respected guys at those positions, it's great for the team. And this team's got it.
The Eagles organization is so good at bringing back former players to keep them entrenched in the culture. How much do you associate with the Eagles organization now in a lot of activities, you know, because they're so big in community stuff?
Yeah, I do a lot there. I'm also a consultant for the team. So
Nice.
I go in and help some of the young tight ends, you know, whether it's with technique stuff, on-field stuff, off-field stuff. And then in the off season, I scout all the incoming tight ends. So I do, you know, 20 reports on tight ends that are coming out of college and just stay up on that.
That's awesome. You mentioned Stoutland earlier. I always want to circle back. What makes him such a good coach? Why does he stand out from others that maybe you've had or guys around the league?
Personality. I mean, he's a guy that is going to make sure that you're getting all the work in, right? But there's few guys that really are just like, from a personality standpoint, they know how to make everybody tick. Lane Johnson, what it takes to make Lane Johnson tick is different than what it takes to make Kelsey tick. And when you have 5 different guys that are starting, that is a hard job to do. When you have 5 different personalities, get all those guys to mesh, make sure that you're giving them all enough attention. That's tough. Jeff Stoutland does it with ease, and he's great. And if something doesn't work, he listens to his players. If Kelsey says, listen, man, I don't understand why we're doing this, Stout will either explain it or, you know, they talk about it and fix it. And so he's a great collaborator and a great coach.
Is he the type who would want to be a head coach? Like some guy like Jim Johnson he wanted to be a defense coordinator. He didn't want the headache of being a head coach.
I don't know, but if he wanted to be, he would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He takes guys like he would take a guy like Jason Peters, and if he couldn't get a point across, he would use Jason or use Kelsey to do this, and you know, you know, he just knows how to pull the best out of it.
Well, look, Brent, you've connected in an unbelievable way with this talent, but Kelsey's at a different level. He's unreal with almost anybody else who's played here. What is it about him? I mean, why is he that guy in this city?
I mean, he's authentic and he shows his emotions.
Yeah.
And I think like that's a guy that cares deeply about winning every single day, and he shows it. And he's great at communicating that to his teammates. He's great at communicating that to the city. He's a guy that just gets it.
Did your paths cross at Cincy?
Yeah, 1 year.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you know then, or was it impossible to know then?
Dude, when they said we drafted him, I was like, what?
Yeah.
This guy came in. This guy
Yeah.
came in
Yeah.
with the arm pads in college. He was a middle linebacker. I think he was number 61 or 62 or 60. Dude, he had pads all the way down, like past his knuckles. You know those ones you stick your hands through?
Yeah.
He looked terrible. He was like the total opposite of creative player.
Right.
So the fact that
Oh,
he
my
went from
goodness.
linebacker to playing offensive line, and then we drafted him, I had a lot of concerns.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's unbelievable.
Right. I
is
mean,
hilarious.
I couldn't believe that they started him. You know, they started him when
Howard Mudd loved him.
Yeah, you know, but what's his name was there? Who was pretty good?
Jamal Jackson.
Jamal Jackson.
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal Jackson. Who was pretty good.
Jamal had a good career.
Right. So I thought Jamal was gonna they're making a big mistake. What do I know?
Yeah, exactly. The rest is history. Listen, Brent, we appreciate it, man. It's great hanging out with you.
Yeah,
It's good
man.
seeing
Good to
you,
see
man.
you,
And,
man.
and keep up all the good stuff you're
Yeah.
doing, outside of football.
I appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
great
man.
seeing you guys.
Good seeing you.
Likewise, man.
All right, we'll get a quick time out. We'll come back, and guess who's going to join us? The man who is hosting us today. That's all right, Brent. This is live, man.
You're
Stuff
all right.
happens.
You're all right, dude.
Don't sweat it, dude. It's all good. Jeff D'Ambrosio is going to join us next. Brent's got to go. We appreciate it. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Right back.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction, go with trust,
Go Birds!
and go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
Oh, yeah, we are back, baby. Sports Take, taking the show on the road. JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. We are Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com. Of course, the 40th anniversary sale here. And
Hey,
Jeff's out making sales, man. That's what he's doing.
man.
We're going to have Jeff. But Jeff, you got to take care of business.
you got to handle business.
Can't be
man.
fooling around with us knuckleheads.
You run an establishment like this, you got to handle your business.
Exactly.
Hey, do you have any Do you have any icing on my face?
Yeah. How many cupcakes have you down, by the way?
I'm proud of myself. I scarfed down.
Those poor people are like over there trying to get their cupcakes, and Gunner's giving them like the Heisman as he's over there. It's unbelievable.
I scarfed 2 cupcakes in 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
And you got another one.
I got another one
You
sitting
go
right
for
here.
the trifecta.
Don't touch that cupcake.
I know.
You do.
I'm not, believe me, I don't want my hand bitten off, man. I'm not getting anywhere near that. But great talking to Brent, man. Awesome catching up with him.
Good to see him.
What a stud Eagle he was. You know what I mean? I mean, just an amazing career.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I've never seen somebody take as many physical shots as he took.
Yeah, he was a tough dude.
And get up. You know how demoralizing that is for a tackler who laid the lumber like that?
Yeah.
And you think you've taken a player out, and he's standing up there looking at you like,
yeah, give me the
try it again.
First down sign.
Yeah, try it again, you know.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and I get to talk to Brent periodically, and I have him on my shows and stuff like that. Good to see that he's doing great in life after football.
Yeah.
When you consider, and Barrett and I talk about this a lot, and I talk about this with Seth Joyner a lot also. When you consider how many football players struggle in life after football, because the mindset is, and players talk about it all the time, the mindset is they're going to play this game for at least 10 years.
Right.
They don't understand the reality that 3.5 year average lifespan,
3 years,
3 year average lifespan. That's a quick turnaround. And most of those players are not making first round or second round money.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what to do with themselves after football because when you're young, think about it. Did you really plan long term what you wanted to do?
Not well enough.
No, same here. You know.
Obviously.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
That's why I love Rob.
I'm not touching that one.
Would you say Robert's
I
up?
ain't touching it. No. Rob's not well enough.
Kids, don't be like me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know, very few times I'm speechless in life. And
I know. I just made Derek speechless first.
I went, okay, I'll let it go.
Yes.
Gotta let it go. No, I understand. You
I'm
know,
kidding.
But you look at even you look at our colleague here, Barrett. He laid the groundwork a long time ago.
No, Barrett had a plan.
He had a plan.
Yep.
I mean, you got your MBA.
Yep.
Yes, healthcare administration.
You have health. You have a thriving nursing business as well.
Yes.
You're doing TV. You're doing radio.
Yep.
So you're one of the few fortunate ones.
You
Because you saw the bigger picture.
Well, they say the NFL stands for not for long. So you look at it, the average NFL player's career is 3 years.
3 years.
That's why the NFL makes it 3 years or 3 games before you become a vested veteran in the NFL.
Right.
So you can get a pension.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it, you got to make it to that 4th year. So it's tough, man, if you don't get vested. And then a lot of guys don't have anything for life after football.
They didn't finish college up. They
right.
left
so
early, whatever. Yeah.
I'm like, you got a free education. Take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not take advantage of every opportunity you can get?
Yeah.
If they're going to, if there are guys that the NFL matches our 401k 2 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can invest up to 13 grand and they'll put 20 grand into an account for you.
Yeah.
And that's your 401k.
Yeah.
There are guys that said, no, I want my money now.
Ridiculous.
So they won't, and you don't even see it come out of your checks as before taxes.
Right.
You don't even know what's being taken out.
Yeah. It's short-sighted. I mean,
Right.
the guys are just short-sighted. Yeah.
When you're in a profession where 80% of the workforce ends up broke, that's a staggering number.
And it should be a red flag. You should know by now. Back in the day, the guys weren't as educated. The league makes it a point to bring people into it to educate them now.
Yeah, but you know what, Rob? When you hear the stories, like I listened to Chris Carter, who was a great receiver, talk about, and other players, when they talk to these young players about with these NFL symposiums, and sometimes players talk about how they look at these players and it's like they don't get it.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking dollar signs.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing young players want to do is they want to buy a car and jewelry.
Yep.
And they don't understand the bigger picture. People used to laugh at Coy Detmer when he was with the Eagles a lot.
Right.
When he would go on road trips.
Yeah, toothbrush and
he would go to Walmart
and
shop. He would wear T-shirt, jeans, and his luggage was like actually a brown paper bag. And people would laugh. You see all these other players, Gucci luggage, $2,000 suits and all this stuff. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He saved his money.
Right.
And that's because he saw the bigger picture. He had a foundation at home where he understood what it meant. Think long term, not the immediate future.
He had a brother there too.
And he had a brother
Ty helped being
yeah.
there. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's look at this game, guys, because I'm surprised at the spread. The Eagles, last I checked, were 6.5-point favorites.
That's scary.
That is, you know, and the folks in Vegas usually know what they're doing, but that feels like a lot to me with this Cowboys team coming in here. But Barrett, I know it's been interesting this week. While most of us think it's going to be a pretty good game, you're not all that impressed with the Cowboys.
Not all that impressed, you know, because, I mean, I watched the film. I watched the All-22, and when I look at it, people are looking at what they did against the Rams. Yes, they were last year's Super Bowl champions, but that Rams team is nothing like what they played in the Super Bowl. That offensive line is atrocious. They're probably the second worst offensive line in the league right now. That's how bad they are. Mm. They are bad, bad, bad. So when you look at it, it looks like Dallas is just unblockable because those guys couldn't block them.
Right.
If you look at the score, they didn't really beat them that bad.
No.
They were in the game the entire time. Right. That should have been a blowout. So, number one, that tells me that offense isn't as good. Even with the weapons that they have, they don't utilize those weapons. Mm-hmm. How does Cooper Rush only have 100 yards passing? He had like 105 yards passing.
You would say 10 of 16 or something like that last week.
Yeah. Against that, now I understand that defense is the defensive line is really good, but still to have those type of weapons, you got Michael Gallup,
CD Lamb,
right,
Pollard,
Brown,
Zeke.
Yeah, these guys, and they want to run the ball. They couldn't even run the ball on them. I looked at their left tackle because I liked the way their left tackle was playing. He was playing pretty good, but when I watched him last week,
Tyler Smith.
Yes, he got rolled last week. I'm looking like, man, they're going to feast on him. Mm-hmm. They're going to feast on the right guard who happens to be a future Hall of Famer. They're going to kill JP. Mm-hmm. He can't move right now. Yeah. And that's my dude. I love JP. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I broke down film of his career. I was one that, broke everything about the lag draw. When everybody's talking about the lag draw, I'm the one that broke that as far as to all the media outlets on what the play was. He was that imposing. He would block two people. That's what the lag draw. He blocked two people on the play. Mm-hmm. He's no longer blocking two people. He is no longer moving like he was.
Not at 40 years old.
Exactly. So you have a defensive line in which I think they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to take advantage. They know what he likes to do. They know he likes to play aggressive. He likes to jump set. They're going to give him his body. They're going to give him the body and move away, slap his hands, and they're going to be past him. I already know what the game plan is. I know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball against the same thing they did against Jacksonville. Yes, the conditions weren't, conducive to throw the ball. I understand that. But they ran the ball because the defensive line moves around a lot.
Right.
So when you stunt, meaning ET stunts, end nose, TT stunts, tackle, ET, all these stunts, or you slant, and they like to slant. One thing you do when you slant, you can get penetration. But if you cut off one of those guys and that slant can't get to the hole, that means that hole's wide open because they're moving somebody else away from there also.
Right.
So it opens up like a cavern. It'll be the size of a Grand Canyon. And we have good enough backs, and they trust the run game good enough that our offensive line can block those guys.
I also think there's lesson learned from getting away from it last week.
Absolutely.
That's why you let the Cardinals back in the game, basically.
Well,
with that.
Rob, remember what I was saying after the Detroit game? After the Detroit game, I said, look, guys, I don't care who they play. They can play the Bills. Whoever they play, they're going to beat the dog mess out of them. They're going to beat them because they saw what they left on the field. They know what they need to work on. That's one thing about this Eagles team. If they find a deficiency in their game, they go work on that. They couldn't tackle. What'd they do? They came in and they didn't miss any tackles that next game. The offensive line felt as though they got beat up. They came out and dominated a pretty good defensive line in Minnesota. Well, they saw the same thing this last game. Offensive line didn't play well enough. They didn't pick up the blitz well enough. So what are they going to do? They're going to do everything to make sure they stop that and they're solid at the offensive line. They're going to see, oh, man, I can't believe, even though they're going to run about it, oh, man, how could we not let A.J. Brown be a part of the game plan? They're going to make sure he's a part of the game plan. Yeah. They fix things that are broke. Mm-hmm. They didn't let Smitty get a lot of catches. What happens the next week? Smitty gets a lot of catches.
Right.
This week they went in with the mindset, all right, we got to make sure we get Dallas Goedert. We're not using like we use. What happens? Dallas Goedert goes out to have a big game. Mm-hmm. They handle what they need to handle. If they find a deficiency, they work on it and they get better at it, and that's their game. I'm telling you right now, that offensive line will dominate those guys up front. Yes, Michael Parsons is a guy that can wreak havoc, but you got to use what he does best against them.
So meaning what? Meaning
his guy, he's fast. He can get up the field. He can bend around the corner. So what do? You run plays that are conducive to that. You may run draw plays. Use that use that defensive get up the field because they get off the they get off the ball faster than everybody.
Draws, screens, slants.
Exactly. So get them up the field.
Just don't run a hitch pass, please. I'm sick of the hitch pass.
Oh man,
I don't want to see the hitch pass.
I didn't get the whole short passing game against the Cardinals.
Well, that's because they run zone, and in zone you sit back just like we sit back in zone play. So when you sit back in zone, you can throw the ball out there and you can get your receivers and offensive line out there to block on the outside. Well, they got smart to it. They changed the game plan. What they did, they played their guys closer, and they started jetting in there instead of just sitting back and waiting for the play to happen. And they didn't adjust to it. They just kept letting them do it. So they kept being aggressive. Man, they almost got Smitty killed on a play because they were ready for their play.
All I heard was pop, 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 pop.
I'll give him credit. A couple of those, man, he broke and kept going. It was pretty impressive. I will say this. I don't think AJ caused any kind of stir with this. What I mean by this is, like, he's a prideful guy, and the team knows that he didn't get a lot of touches. I think early and often you're going to see AJ Brown this week. I think it's going to be a big AJ Brown game against the Cowboys. I do. I think he is. And I don't look, I think Diggs, for as much as he, will pick one, take it to the house, and he can be a killer that way, he also gets burned a lot.
See, I think this could be a bigger Devontae Smith game because I think Dallas is going to try to roll the coverage over the top to take AJ out of the game. And that means either Quez, Pascal, Goddard, or Smitty.
When was the last time Quez made a play, by the way?
He's had 2 catches the whole season.
Yeah, it's been a long
he did
time.
Great
since Minnesota.
Yeah, 2 catches. He's averaging 34 catches.
It's about time he does something. Here,
yes,
by the way.
He's overdue.
But it's not like it's not by design.
Oh no,
we understand that he is the fourth fiddle.
Yeah.
As far as receivers, you got AJ Brown, you got Smitty,
you're right.
You got Goddard, and then you got him.
But with those wheels, you got to figure out a way to utilize him a little bit.
Exactly. So they'll probably now from your mouth to the coordinator's ears.
Steichen's ears, yeah.
So I mean, are they going to be able to do that with that type of defense? I don't see him being big in the game plan. You need guys going to go out like AJ Brown that could take a slant play and catch it, not worry about it getting picked, and take it to the house. We know that he can beat an aggressive player like Diggs. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let Diggs be a factor in the game. So they almost cancel out each other. Diggs and AJ probably cancel out each other because, 2 guys are going to be going, back to back and just playing great game.
Right.
That's going to be a clash of the Titans. I think that because of that, you're right. Smitty might have a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smitty might have a big game in which he makes some things happen.
So conversely, on the other side of it, what do you think the Cowboys are the Cowboys offense is going to try and do against the Eagles defense?
Quick passing game.
Okay.
Kind of the same thing you saw against Arizona. You saw how lackadaisical they were. They started, they were scared of the speed that they had, so they played back. They didn't want to, they couldn't play man-to-man against that offense because they were scared that Murray might be able to run. Because when you play man-to-man, you have to turn your back and you have to focus on your guy, which he would be able to hurt you as far as going out and making big plays. You don't have to worry about that with this quarterback. Cooper Rush is going to be right there where he is.
Right.
You can let your big dogs on the defensive line eat. That means you can go man-to-man. That means you can get tighter. That means that, it bodes well for us because you can play tighter on CeeDee Lamb, tighter on Noah Brown, tighter on Gallup. And I think that's the biggest game plan you have. Cooper Rush won't have that first read. He's going to make him nervous. He's going to be skittish out there.
Pat the ball.
And now you're going to be able to get to him. That left side of the offensive line is not good. So I can see guys feasting off of it. I'm predicting it now. I'm saying who's ever playing the right defensive end on the left side of their offensive line is going to eat.
Okay.
So this is a sweat game, a Brandon Graham game, because they like to put, and I think that's Hassan Reddick's favorite side to play the left defensive end to the right side. He likes that. He's more comfortable over there, so that's why they keep him over there. I like the matchup, whoever's going to be on that side against that rookie. Smith is just not built to take the amount of punishment he's going to take. Sweat will play long, aggressive, get around the corner, and put pressure on Rush. But the thing is, we need that big guy in the middle of their defense. We need somebody to stop the run game. Yeah. And that's why I think that, Big Davis will be a major key in us as stopping that run game.
That's a good breakdown there. The thing with Rush is he hasn't turned the ball over. And the numbers are not going to blow you. I think he had 4 touchdowns, whatever it is, but no picks. He's played a very smart brand of football. He's not afraid to throw it away. He's not, hey, we're going to punt. All right, we're going to punt. The takeaways need to be there. The Eagles have been good with takeaways. Cowboys have been too. Neither team gives the ball away, Derek. That is going to be the difference in this one, in addition to everything else that Barrett just laid out.
Thing is, though, the Cowboys don't have the versatility on offense that the Eagles do. And when a Cooper Rush holds the ball and is concerned about not turning the ball over, it means he's holding the ball a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
You hold that ball a little bit longer, you allow your guys to get to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to run on you.
Right.
You know, you don't have to worry about him taking off and running on you.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles should have their opportunities to get to him and hopefully create some turnovers as well. My biggest concern is what kind of defensive scheme is Jonathan Gannon going to throw at them? Is he going to come up and play these guys more physical? Because I think if you play bump and run with these guys, that forces Cooper Rush to pat the ball.
Yes.
See, right now in his head, Cooper Rush is thinking, game of this magnitude, first place is on the line. We're in the spotlight of national football. We're in enemy territory. You know, all the stuff you start swirling in your mind, and as you get closer to the game, it starts to speed up. You know, I got to do this. I can't do that. You know, you start thinking more than you should.
Sure.
That's when it'll cost you.
Dak's about to come back. Dak's about to come back.
I got to do this. You know, this might be my last chance to show not just the Dallas Cowboys, but another team what I can do.
Yep.
You know, you think Dallas cut them twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were grooming Will Greer to be the number 2 guy. Will Greer got hurt.
Yep.
You know, so now he's back in the spotlight again. And a lot of people have been talking about Cooper Rush. You know, he's 4-0 this season, 5-0 in his career. Never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
A quarterback starting. So you wonder if he's starting to feel himself.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's a possibility. You don't know. You know, people patting you on the back, man. They're putting you on this pedestal now.
Like you do with Barrett sometimes.
Well, first of all,
I never put.
No, you know what? It's the opposite. Actually, actually, you do the opposite. My bad. My bad. I got those flipped.
I'm still
Sorry
pretty
about that.
strong, but I don't know about that strong.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to step aside quickly, but we come back. A very special guest when we get back.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go over
All
the rest of it, and I still have to give you my Cowboy hatred reasons.
Oh
and
yeah,
names. I'm naming names.
I'm looking at this list.
I'm naming names, Gunner. I'm not playing around.
He's got stuff in boxes.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a whole thing going on.
You know,
This is the most. This morning I was like jumping around right in this. It's great. It's beautiful.
Was that before or after the dry Cheerios?
After you get the dry Cheerios in you, and that gets you
Okay,
ready.
get you
That's how
motivated.
you get prepared.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So we are coming to you live from Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com in Downingtown. Come on out. There's still some cupcakes left unless Derek's going to finish them off during this next break. But you might want to get out here. We come back. We got all kinds of surprises in store for you. You don't want to go anywhere. Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn, Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
The greatest fans on earth. It's a bold statement, but would you expect anything less from Philadelphia? 58 years of heartache creates a toughness, a grit, a resolve not found in most. Sure, our prayers were answered, but now that we've had a taste, we're looking for more. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The faces you know, the team you trust. The Delaware Valley's leading news program, Action News.
Go for the beers, go for the cheers, go for the hit and the hits, go for the scene, go for the screens, go for the gallery, go for the win, go to Ocean.
And yes, we are back. Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. We're coming to you from just what an unbelievable day that we've had here at Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com in Downingtown, right off of Lancaster Avenue. Just going to stop out because it is a perfect kind of day, and it's been a lot of fun thus far. We had Brent Selleck on a little bit earlier, but joining us, and by the way, huge assist and a huge thank you to our good friend Leslie Goodell, who has just been unbelievable. In addition to you making her get you cupcakes.
I didn't make her. I politely asked her.
What is this?
And she's such a good person.
And by the way, it's like 10 yards.
It's
It's like 10 yards from us.
That's not 10 yards. That's about a half mile to the food.
You should feel very bad about yourself.
Yes,
there.
you should.
I just asked her. She could have said no. I said, Leslie, would you please? See, I have manners. I asked her, please.
Just because you can. And she's
exactly.
your friend
doesn't mean you should. Exactly right.
I haven't seen her like a year. That's
I know. You actually get your cupcake.
All right. Once again, we upgrade the talent level on the set, and we are joined by my man, the ultimate, the Eagles super fan, the man himself, Sean. What's up, Sean Young?
Hey, Rob. How you doing today,
brother? Look at you. You are ready. You were ready. What time? What do we got? We got 1:41 on a Friday afternoon. The game is 8:20 on a Sunday,
yes,
and you are in mid-game form right now, my man.
I think the whole city, the whole tri-state area is in mid-season form right now. So this is going to be out of control, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be lit on Sunday.
How long have you been going to games? Number one.
I've had season tickets since '93.
Okay.
And the first game that I went in full gear.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my idea. It was the For Who For What game, September 3rd.
That was the first game you were in gear.
If I remember.
Barrett's first game.
My first game.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
That was the first game that I did it with the shoulder pads. I had the face paint in the jersey, going to my buddies, pick them up for the game. And his brother came to me and said, I got a pair of shoulder pads in the back shed if you want to throw them on. I'm like, all right, what the heck? All right, let's do it. And I never looked back since. And the last game that I did it for a game was January 5th, 2020, when Carson got knocked out against Seattle. We didn't have a season 2020 because of COVID.
Right.
And then last season, I didn't do it at all last season, and I kind of retired it. And then when I look back, I didn't realize it was that long, but it was 25 years.
That's unbelievable,
man.
But see, you said you're retired, but you're not really retired. So how many special appearances do you still make?
Quite a few.
See, not retired.
Right. I mean, I was just down at 11th at Patterson this morning with the Good Day Philadelphia this morning. So I've been pretty good. And then I have another one next Saturday as well. So
do you still do the full regale for the games again? No, you don't do that anymore. That's definitely done.
Yeah, well, it is, but the Monday night game, I got a contact from the Jimmy Kimmel show on the Friday before the Monday night game against Minnesota, asking me if I would be willing to come out of retirement. They pleaded with me to come out of retirement to do a bit with them during tailgate with Guillermo.
Okay.
And I'm like, how do I say no to that? So So all of a sudden, I'm there, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're back!" And I'm like, "No, it's just
special events."
Yeah. So it's been mayhem since.
So what will the Sunday night be? What are we doing? We're not sure yet.
No, I'm going incognito. I'm going.
Okay. Just me. I don't know if you can go incognito.
Well, you act like nobody's gonna know who you are. So makeup or not, I've been in.
Sean's
Marshalls,
a rock star.
Walmart.
Yes.
And seeing, I was actually up at Home Depot and I saw him, and I knew exactly who he was. He would come in, Barrett. I'm like, Sean, what's up? Like, how'd you know it was me? I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can't go incognito anymore.
I guess I still, even after all this time, I'm still surprised when people do recognize me. But I guess it's the silly thing about it is it's not like I'm wearing a mask. All it is face paint. So it's not like it's hiding my facial features.
But I will say though, like the networks know where you are. Like every time there's an open to a game or a big moment, they find you.
Yeah,
they do.
I've been pretty lucky and pretty blessed with that stuff. Now I don't look. I've never looked for that stuff. I just there, and I guess once the media caught on to it early on when I started doing it, having some fun, it just kind of blew up. And you know, if the camera came to me, I'll give you the best I got, but I'm not going to go looking for you or anything. I just never did it. And I've never showed up at places just to show up or anything. If I'm invited to go somewhere, I do it. I've said to people over and over again, and I'll say until I'm blue in the face. Well, green in the face. I'm not going to blue this weekend. But,
green and white in the face.
Exactly.
Don't say blue.
Yeah.
If the fan base and the community and anywhere I've gone all over the country and even in London, wherever, like if the people did not allow me to do what I've been doing and have fun with it, I wouldn't have lasted one season in the last 25.
Right.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've heard the backlash here and there and stuff, and it is what it is. I just take you off my Christmas card list. No big deal.
See, Derek?
Is that why I don't get a card?
That's it, man. He knows. Yeah.
So, but it's, I've been very, very lucky and very blessed with the opportunities, and I'm so thankful and so appreciative of everything that comes my way. I mean, including this. This is fun.
Perfect day.
Oh gosh,
this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
If you can't get excited for your teams, especially when they're doing well, why be a fan? Allow yourself that. The other thing I think people get caught up in sometimes, and I get it, like the Eagles legitimately have Super Bowl aspirations. You should. But smell the roses, man. Enjoy each game.
Right.
Have fun each week.
But see, this is not just a fan. Not just a super fan. This is a Hall of Fame.
That's correct.
Super
That's
fan.
not even an exaggeration.
And you talk about all the blessings that you've encountered over 25 years. That's got to be at the top to know that you're a Hall of Fame super fan.
Yeah, tell people about that whole experience, John.
Technically, it's not. With the acronym, it's PFUFA. It's Pro Football's Ultimate Fan Association. But we do have our reunion every Hall of Fame weekend.
Yes.
We have a couple floats that are in the parade, in the Timken Hall of Fame parade. We do a lot of charity events out there. There's a boys and girls rec center called the J. Babe Stern Rec Center that's out there in Canton, Ohio. That's for basically for very less fortunate families and stuff. And we go out there as all the members of all the teams throughout the NFL, and we donate about 350 backpacks full of school items.
Wow.
We buy bikes, we buy skateboards, we buy scooters, all kinds of stuff, and bring it out there. We raffle stuff off for free to the kids who just gets picked and everything. And this allows these families to be able to get gifts from us, and not have to worry about spending money when school's coming up on school items and things like that, where they can actually spend their money on gas, on their food bills, on their, whatever it may be, the stuff that's more pertinent to their families and stuff. And the emotion that comes out of these families, the kids, the joy that comes from these kids, some of them just literally break down, the families, and it's unbelievable. And we donate a fairly large sum of money at the end of the year to the rec center, which they've been able to use to renovate these rec centers, new gym floors, update the fitness equipment and stuff, paint the walls, whatever, everything, sports equipment for the kids and stuff.
Great.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's very cool.
The question I'm going to ask you now, I'm going to exclude the 2017 season because that's too easy. In all the years that you've been a loyal Eagles fan, give me one or two memories that just jump out at you, a game scenario that just jumps out at you.
Well, the irony, one of which is with our opponent coming up now in 1995, the 4th and 1.
Okay.
I mean, that place was, it was unbelievably
Stop
cold.
them again. Yeah.
And, oh my gosh! I'll tell you, when they stopped the play and everything, they said this was the 2-minute warning.
Oh, that was the worst.
I'm like, you're just setting this up for disaster now. This is what this is just, this is fictional now at this point. And when he ran the same exact play, and then obviously being in the stands, we didn't hear Merle doing his call, but when you hear, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that call now.
Yeah.
You're hearing it in my head and stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh! But that place was out of control. I mean, it was just awful.
That was as loud. I was there. It was the vet back then, but it
Yeah.
was as loud as I can remember for a
Right,
regular
right.
season game for sure.
And I guess the other one was probably the NFC Championship game of 05, the 04 season 05.
Atlanta.
I mean, again, it was unbelievably bitter cold, and I remember specifically for the last 7 or 8 minutes, I was standing next to Josh Perry's brother and his wife, I think, down right at the rail in the corner of the end zone. There, stood next to them for the entire last 6, 7, 8 minutes of that game. And you could have told me it was 80 degrees, and I would have believed you because it was just, I mean, like nobody sat down. It was just, and the emotion between Josh and his brother when Josh came running over to the thing and stepped on a podium.
Former Eagle for people who may not remember.
And gave his brother a hug, being what his brother going through with the amputation of his foot and everything. Right. That emotion there and stuff. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, this stuff is just insane, man. I mean, that was an unbelievable moment as well.
The thing that set the tone for the 05 game was the volume of snow.
Oh God!
Down.
And the volunteers,
the people that volunteered that came in to help clear the stadium out and get it ready for the
one
game.
guy lost fingers.
Yeah. If a frostbite, so bad, lost fingers, and it was the perfect football weather for the East Coast.
Right.
I remember people. Didn't stop the tailgaters. Tailgaters were in full regalia that day.
Not the
stadium was packed. Nothing was going to keep Eagles. And they were telling me, please stay off the streets. You know, do this, do that. And you can't stop Eagles fans.
Good luck with that. Yeah. No chance. No, you're right, Derek. I mean, but that's the thing that's genuine, Sean, with you. You can hear it. Like, you know, like some guy, it's easy to just throw on a jersey and be like, let's go Eagles. Like, I get it with you, man. Like, you can feel it. You bleed it. I mean, literally.
Yeah, I do, because I love this city so much. I love this fan base. I mean, look, there are other fan bases that are unbelievably passionate and stuff, and they travel well. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, I get it. But we do it a different way. It's not, we don't just travel. We literally bring our homes with us when we travel. We bring our grandparents, we bring our parents, we bring our kid. You know, it's just everything engulfed into it, and all the emotion just comes out. And it's, I mean, I was just in Arizona, and I'm telling you, it had to be close to 50-50 in that stadium.
Domination.
I mean, it was unbelievably loud. And I took a video of the final play, which I did the same thing with the Super Bowl. Thank God, you know, give me the bright bulb of that to do that. But it just to be able to showcase the crowd, you know, in the stands. And it was, I'm telling you, it was insane. And just, I was telling people before today that the introduction of our team coming out of the tunnel before the game started, our cheers were substantially louder than their boos. When their team came out, our boos were substantially louder than their cheers. Except for when Ertz came out, then the whole place just went nuts.
That's cool.
So it was mutual respect with that and everything. But it just tells you how insane it was out there for our fan base. It was just unbelievable.
How many road games do you do per year? Does it change every year?
Yeah, the most I've ever done in 1 year was 15 or 15 games out of 16. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did 15 out of 16 games?
Yeah, 1 year. This year I did Arizona, and then I'm doing Indianapolis next month. After I do Indy, I'll have 4 stadiums left that I need to hit, or 4 teams, because I've done like both of Dallas. I've done both Dallas, both New York, both Washington. I've been to Green Bay 3 times, Seattle 3 times. But I still have to do the Rams. I still have to do Denver.
Raiders.
Still have to do. No, I did Raiders in Vegas. I didn't get.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
I went to
okay.
Vegas. That game was terrible. I don't want to talk about that, but the Vegas is always fun.
Derek Carr was like 91%.
It was insane.
Yeah, that wasn't.
So I got Rams, Denver, the Patriots, and Minnesota. Now the irony about Minnesota was I was in their stadium for the ultimate. You know, obviously the Super Bowl.
No doubt.
That was out of control too. But so those are the 4 teams I'll have left after I do Indianapolis next month.
How long does it take to do the paint, the whole, if you just, all right, going from scratch, how long does it typically take you?
Less than a half hour to do everything.
You're that fast with it now?
Well, it's like getting dressed for work. I mean, I've done it so long. I mean, I could probably get dressed in this full gear than most people do for work, to be honest with you.
See, I was going to ask you, do you do your makeup yourself, or you have somebody, a professional do it?
No, that's kids work right there. That's just
kids work?
That's just a straight line of going right and left. That's all that is. So, yeah.
I'd see. I'm looking to artiste. Yeah, I'm trying to see if he taped his pads. You know, because my boy Bill Romanowski he used to tape his pads after every practice. Usually, he's taping for games. He used to tape his pads in practice. That's how crazy.
Rome had a couple screws loose.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Me. Now, why do you choose BG? Why is Brandon Graham your jersey?
Well,
do you change it up?
I wear a lot of different jerseys over the years, and everything, and I have for years. But like back in the day, it was mostly Dawkins, and then Trotter was a big one as well. BG, I became friendly with him when his rookie year in 2010. We hit it off pretty well and stuff, and exchanged information, and he's just been a great guy ever since. And you know, like anytime I get information from these guys, I don't beat their selves up or whatever. They'll just random BS, texts. It's like happy birthday, Merry Christmas, stuff like that, and everything.
I can attest that I got it right here.
Yeah, so that's all I'll do it. You know what I mean? But we hit it off in his rookie year, and he's been a great guy ever since. And this was actually his salute to service practice jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually have his. I have Chris Long's, and then this year I got Hassan Reddick's and Landon Dickerson's Eagles autism practice jerseys this year. So yeah, so I mean, it's sometimes it costs you a little bit of money, but it's going to a good cause and stuff, and it's all well worth it and everything. So
through the years, how many jerseys do you have hung on your wall?
Well, hanging on the wall, probably only 5 or 6 right now, but I have 3 more that I need to get framed. One of which was the Dawkins one that was like unbelievably personalized by Dawkins with this very special message. And then I was able to get a team official jersey of Cedric Thornton and Benny Logan at the last draft party. And I contacted both of them, and they were like, dude, absolutely send them to us. So I sent them to each one. They mailed them back, personalized it. So I'm going to get both of those signed. So I'll probably have, I think at that point I'll have 8 hung up, but I have about 60 some total in the closet.
60 something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that, yeah.
You have to get storage at this point.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
Rent a storage
unit. And I've had a ton of memorabilia over the years, but when I with life transitions and stuff and having to downsize a little bit, I gave a lot of my stuff away to like charitable stuff or to young kids and
friends,
a lot of stuff, everything. Yeah. So I still have a good bit, but I kept the stuff that was more pertinent, more personal to me, but gave a lot of the other stuff away to people and stuff that I thought would, that would enjoy it and get some good use out of.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
I noticed you got the ring too.
Yeah. This was crazy. This was gifted to me by a group of people down at the stadium. It's the first preseason game after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
In March right at the Super Bowl, a gentleman came up to me and asked me if I thought I would get a ring. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to get one. He's like, well, dude, he's like, everybody knows you. You've done so much, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, but I don't work for the team. I don't do anything like that. I said, no, I'm not. Well, give me your intangibles, the size, what would you want? I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Come August, he and two women came up to me and, said, welcome back, Super Bowl champs. And he handed me this little box. He said, check this out. Open up. I'm like, whoa, that's sweet. That's nice. He's like, try it on. I'm like, all right. So a couple different fingers, put it on, put it back in the box, hand it back to him. They started laughing at me. And I'm like, they're like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm giving you the ring back. He's like, Sean, did you look at the stinking ring?
The inscription?
Yeah. I didn't realize they put my name on the other side of it.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden my hand started going like this here. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, remember back in March when I had asked you if you thought you would get something? He's like, well, I listened to what you told me about everything, and I'm like, and he's like, just to give you a heads up, there was 14 of us that got together, that chipped in for this. We upgraded it to make sure we got you the one with the the diamonds and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I said, you guys are out of hand.
That's cool.
And
that's family.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Good
And that's,
dude, man.
So how often do you wear it? How often will you wear it publicly?
I wear it all the time.
Do you really?
I literally wear it every day.
Because some guys are like, I'm not going to wear this. Afraid to wear it out in public. For,
I wear it every day, and a lot of times people, it's all obviously a conversation piece with work and where I go and stuff. Right. And people are like, do you mind if I take a look at it? I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Oh, you don't have to take it off.
I saw people doing it today.
We're here. I'm like, you don't have to take it off. Is it heavy? Well, here. People get nervous at things and stuff. So, but I mean, I'm not going to, somebody was willing to do that for me, and something at least I could do is let you enjoy it and take pictures with it yourself with the kids or whatever like that. So it's
great, good for
crazy.
you. All right, we
awesome
need an Eagles chant on the way out. You got one in you, man?
Oh, I got you.
Let's do it.
Do you want this microphone here, or do you want me to move it? Because you won't.
What do you think? What do you think, Connor?
I think I've heard him do it.
We should move it.
I've heard him do it like 20 years.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
EAGLES Eagles.
Yes.
For life.
The great Sean Young. Sean, thanks, buddy.
Thank you,
guys. I greatly
Good
appreciate
seeing
you guys.
Good seeing you
Again,
always.
another
Always,
blessing.
always.
Thank you guys. A class act. Appreciate you guys.
My man. All right, let's get a timeout. There's nothing else to say after that. That's where you drop the mic.
Can we go?
That's where you go to a timeout after that. That was flat out amazing. All right, so we'll get a quick timeout here. We'll come back. We'll keep rolling with the Eagles, the Cowboys, talk course, Phillies, first playoff game back here in Philadelphia Gunners since October 7th, 2011.
That place gonna be rocking today.
It's going to be on fire, and I will give you my my Cowboys hatred list.
You've been telling. I want to hear this list.
I promise.
I've been trying to cheat. Look at your list.
I know. Don't be copying.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we'll do that, and we'll get into all the big games this weekend too, and our rankings, our power rankings for the NFL. All of that is in store. And by the way, just a reminder to everybody, these unbelievable Jeeps that are behind us, man. That's Counts Customs Camp Freedom Edition.
Wow.
Jeep Gladiators. All the proceeds from this raffle, and you can win one of these through a raffle, will help Camp Freedom fulfill its mission of healing heroes with outdoor adventures. The camp serves veterans, first responders, their family members, and Gold Star families. All right. So you can buy one ticket for $100, 3 tickets for $250, 5 tickets for $400, 7 tickets for $550. The winner will be announced Christmas Day. Jeff D'Ambrosio, of course, has long supported the veteran and first responder community, as well as local schools. In fact, he's donated $250,000 to 10 schools in the area just this past year. So get on out here and get your raffle tickets, and you can be driving home in one of these bad boys. How about that for a Christmas present? That is not bad for sure. All right, we'll come back. We'll keep it rolling. Barrett, Derek, Rob, we are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction, go with trust,
Go Birds!
and go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia dreams. Up and go Birds.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
And welcome back in, man. Barrett's still nimble. Welcome back in, everybody. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube. That was you ran like a 4.40.
I've never seen Barrett.
I was going to try to get into that Viper.
That was incredible. I thought you were going to peel out of here, man.
Right,
I don't know what was happening.
I couldn't even fit my leg in that Viper, man.
We are hanging out. You're saying, well, man, I just tuned in. What's going on? We're hanging out at Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com. In Downingtown, 1221 East Lancaster Ave. Come on out, man. We got about another hour left of the program. You can hang with us. All kinds of great deals in store here. By the way, 40th anniversary. So kudos and congratulations to Jeff and the group and all the hard workers in there just right here at the showroom. But great deals on all Ram vehicles. Everyone qualifies for $3,000 off, qualify up to $10,000 altogether. VIP discount packages for every car on the lot, $1,500 right off the top. Over 500 used cars starting at $4,995. Payment starting as low as $99 per month. If you have bad credit, they will work it out. They will get things done. All right. So we had Brent Selleck on. We just had Sean on a little bit earlier. We're hoping to have Jeff on. Jeff we were going to have him on, but he's selling cars, man.
Hey, he's doing what you
have time for us.
You got to keep this empire going, man.
Exactly right.
You got time for us.
No question. All right.
If we're going to buy a car, he would, though.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's a valid point.
So, hey.
What?
Come on.
Why are you looking at me?
Derek,
I'm saying your son's on his way up, man. He's
buy us a Sports Take car.
What?
Yeah. For Barrett now. We can split it.
A sports. Let me analyze this.
Sports
for a
Take
second.
car. Yeah.
Jeep. Let's see.
Sports Take Jeep.
Rob and Barrett.
Yes.
Buy them a car out of my pocket.
Yes.
We'll
share it.
What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
If you're in a pinch and you need it, Barrett and I will let you use it.
Yeah.
So that's a good deal.
Well, no, you won't.
Yeah, we will.
No, you won't. I know you guys too well.
All right, I got to bounce this off.
He knows it too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Cowboy Week, and I couldn't let Cowboy Week go by without expressing my reasoning for my loathing of the Cowboys.
I've been waiting for this a long time.
So for starters, it goes back to birth. It was inherited. Like my dad hated the Cowboys, and it was there was if you even walked into our house with a Cowboys jersey, hat, coat, no, you can come in, but that stays outside. You're going to put that on the porch.
Really? That bad?
Oh, yeah. There was no games being played when it came to the Cowboys. Wow. It was real. It was real. Okay,
That's hardcore, right
yes, that's the way it was.
Well, your godfather was a part of the whole.
Godfather
Eagles
was Jim Murray, the former Eagles general manager. In fact, in 1981, when the Eagles played the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, the Cowboys loved to wear their white jerseys all the time.
Sure.
Back then, the home team wore the dark jerseys. Okay, the Eagles typically wore their green at home,
Right.
which meant the Cowboys were going to get to wear their white.
Sure.
So Jim said, you know what? I'm going to play with their heads a little bit. I'm going to call Tex Schramm right now and tell him that we're wearing our white. You guys are wearing blue. Now, Ray Didinger can attest to this because Ray Didinger was sitting in the room with him when he got the call. The secretary said the Eagles are on the line. Just an FYI, they're wearing white and we're wearing blue. And Tex Schramm blew a gasket.
Really?
Right then and there, they were already in the Cowboys' heads for that game.
Oh, man.
Okay, that is the God's honest
Great
truth.
psychological ploy.
A great move. All right. So for me, I'll give you some of the reasons why I feel this way. There's an arrogance level that's different with the Cowboys, and there's any team, including the Yankees and the Lakers and some of the teams that, the typical teams that bandwagon jumpers jump on and everybody else hates. It's a different level with the Cowboys. They haven't won a championship, guys, since 1995.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Looking back at that year, just to put in perspective how long ago that was, Bill Clinton was in office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The OJ verdict was read that year when he was found not, if the glove don't fit, all that stuff.
Right, right.
The song Creep by TLC was a #1
Great
hit.
song. Great song.
Okay. Batman Forever premiered that year in movie theaters. Seinfeld was #1 in TV. And Michael Jordan returned from his first retirement.
When he was playing with the White Sox team down in
Birmingham,
Alabama.
This
Yep.
is when he came back.
Yep.
And you remember he wore 45 for a
Yep,
little while
absolutely.
because his dad loved the number. And it was the number when he was a kid.
Absolutely.
and I was a wee little lad in my rookie year.
You were a rookie. Barrett was a rookie. So that's how long ago it has been since they won. Yet you talk to a Cowboys fan and they act like they won it last year because
Right,
that's
right.
the way that they are. Now, some of the players, I'm going to walk you through my childhood up to present day that made me hate the Cowboys. Dennis Thurman was a cheap shot artist extraordinaire. In fact, broke Harold Carmichael's jaw and broke his game reception streak with a dirty cheap shot on the sidelines. Yes. Harold regrets that he played for the Cowboys at the very end of his career too, by the way, as he should. Charlie Waters, one of their defensive backs, was a total weasel, as was Cliff Harris. Both guys were dirty, cheap shot artists, hid behind the big guys when a fight started, which is the typical Cowboy way. You had Tom Landry. Tom Landry stood there with that fedora on like he was the end-all, be-all, and this pristine, guy who was all about the – no, he wasn't.
Back then he wasn't.
No, he was about all the wrong things. He was the guy who ran it up on you.
I love stoking his fire.
When your team stunk, and Buddy Ryan got that. Buddy Ryan came in here and said, I'm going to stick it to that guy. And in fact, after the Cowboys ran it up in the replacement game, the first game in 87,
I remember that.
Buddy, that next game, faked a kneel down by Randall, threw to the end zone. There was a pass interference call. The Eagles scored on the very next play and ran it up on the Cowboys after all that went down. It endeared Buddy forever. Yes. Drew Pearson was a weasel. I mentioned Cliff Harris. Now, I like Michael Irvin now. I like him now.
Right, right.
But Michael Irvin then was the worst.
Okay.
He was the worst. He was the first down guy and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. He did all that.
Always yapping. Yeah, doing all that kind of stuff. Nate Newton, who, again, guys you don't mind necessarily now. I couldn't stand him back then. Leon Lett was another one.
Leon Lett.
Another one.
What did Leon do to you?
Oh, Leon Lett, always yapping. All these guys before the game, in game, all that. They were the worst. All right, so Leon Lett's another one. Deion Sanders was the worst. The absolute worst. Okay? Deion Sanders was that guy. And then you knew when he went there what it was going to be. And, of course, he went over there and he became Mr. Cowboy and all this other stuff. He was a hired assassin. He didn't care about the Cowboys. He cared about where he was getting paid.
Right.
That's what he cared about. So Deion Sanders, Jimmy Stinkin' Johnson. Okay, I understand.
Hair never moved.
Hair never moved, and he didn't want to shake hands with Buddy, and the whole pork chop bowl and all that kind of stuff. Jimmy Johnson was the worst. Des Bryant, if you want to bring it into more present day, absolute. He would do this after he'd make a catch. Dude, your career lasts like 5 minutes. Give me a break with Des Bryant. Ezekiel Elliott. Dude, you don't need to eat anymore, all right? You're already a slob. We don't need you eating anymore, Ezekiel Elliott. Enough already. Go away. And you're a shell of yourself, by the way, Ezekiel Elliott, with your little belly shirt on. Nobody wants to see your belly, dude, okay?
You don't want to see the navel lint?
No, I don't. I don't like navel lint. I'm not a fan. Last but not least, Jerry Jones. And, he had his 80th birthday yesterday. We had him on
80,
a birthday list, whatever it is. Meanwhile, 45 face lifts. He looks like he's trying to be like he's 35 years old.
His eyes.
And it's not working, Jerry. Yeah, you're perpetually awake, and there's a reason for that. Okay? So these are just some of the reasons.
He can't feel his face.
No, he can't.
Oh,
He's the
my
weekend.
goodness.
He's the weekend. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, and the self-labeling of America's team. Give me a break. Not in my America. Okay, you're not the team in the least.
Right.
All right. So that is total nonsense.
So what you're saying is the Dallas Cowboys are the equivalent of British royalty to you?
Very similar. And you know what? Let's hope they have the same fate as the Queen this week.
Oh,
all right. Yeah, I said it. And last but not least,
oh my goodness,
to the Weasel Cowboy fans in this city who were born in this city, Dallas doesn't like you. They want nothing to do with you. Okay, you think they do, but they don't. They secretly laugh at you. They're saying, you see these guys in Philly who are walking around with the stars on their helmet? They think we like them. We don't like you. They don't like you. Nobody likes you. You're an outlier. You're an antagonist. You're Woody Woodpecker because you couldn't make real friends here. That's why you became a Cowboys fan. Nobody cares about you. Go away. Stop making noise. And by the way, it's been 27 years since your team won a championship. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
Very well done. Very well done.
If we weren't hooked up to so many wires, I'd stand up and give you a standing ovation.
Right.
I think I pulled a muscle on one of those. All right.
All the arm
I thought you were going to blow a gasket.
I almost did. All right, we're good.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so let's go into the big games for week 6, guys. I'll segue right
here
out
we
of that.
go.
All right. So I got a bunch that I think are good. Some are like you would think when you first hear, you got to sort of think for a minute on it, okay? One of them is the Falcons and the 49ers and the Falcons. Falcons are not nearly as bad as we thought they were going to be.
No, they're not.
Okay, so they're even last week. I mean, they could have won that game if they hadn't had that bogus penalty call that Brady got. They may have come back and won that game altogether because they were getting killed early and they made a run and came back in that game. They take on the 49ers. The 49ers feel like that team, guys, for me, that's about to just go into orbit. Just going to take off.
I don't know if Atlanta can withstand the physicality they're going to face on both sides of the ball this game. Atlanta had a very good chance of winning that game this past Sunday against Tampa until the referee made a mistake in calling the unnecessary roughness on Grady Garrett.
Yep.
And, it cost them and the chance to win. They had the momentum clearly in their favor. But San Francisco, that's a whole nother level of physicality they're about to face.
It is.
I think it'll be an interesting game for a while, but I don't see Atlanta beating the 49ers.
What do you think of that one, Barrett?
I think the physicality of the 49ers is just going to take over, like you said. I think if they have a better quarterback and they have a better running game.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers are now on a pace where they become very, very competitive. And as far as the standings now. So I think this Atlanta team, they're going to be at a position where they won't be totally blown out because they're really starting to play better.
Arthur Smith's done a nice job.
Yeah. On the other side of the ball, they are using their weapons appropriately.
Exactly.
So I mean they're figuring out how to do it. I think Cordell Patterson, he comes back this week.
Yeah.
Which could help them out a lot.
Yep.
In the run game. But I mean, I just think that the 49ers are well on their way because of their defense, because of their run game of being a competitor.
You're right on, Barrett. I mean, they have one of them, if not the nastiest defenses in football. I think they've kind of just settled in now with Jimmy G. Like they feel like they're in a good place to be right now, the 49ers.
Very confident, very confident.
Yep.
You could tell by the way they're how their swag is out there.
Yeah.
That they feel as though they are the epitome of defense.
They also see that the Rams are eminently beatable.
Yes.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
plus they beat the Rams 7 in a row.
Yeah, they own them during the regular season. There's no question about that. Jets Packers, another one that we didn't think initially would be anything.
No.
And the Jets have won 2 in a row, and they're starting to show you that maybe they know what they're doing for the first time in a long time in terms of the drafts, in terms of the coaching that they're getting. And Zach Wilson's playing pretty decently for them.
I think, and you're also seeing the Jets starting to play Robert Saleh type defense that he had out in 49ers before he left there. Like I always say, before you believe you can win, you have to win, and when you start to win, okay, when you consider how many years the Jets have been down, this is like a breath of fresh air. What was the last time both New York football teams were relevant in the same season?
I honestly can't remember.
It's been a long time.
That's because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but now it's happening right now. It may not sustain itself for the rest of the season, but it's happening right now.
No doubt.
And, you're talking about the Jets now as a possible playoff team. When you look at the mediocrity, how mediocre the AFC is right now, who's to say the Jets can't slip in the back door?
Absolutely. They
You
get
know,
one of those wild card playoff teams.
absolutely.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they're playing well. And look, the Packers need this one, Derek. You know that. After coming off that loss to the Giants last week, man, they're going to come out firing.
Now you're talking about Aaron Rodgers with a possible thumb issue.
Yeah.
You know, he said it's not a problem, but we know how that works. Green Bay still, the young receivers aren't up to speed yet,
No, not yet.
so to speak. So that's going to be an interesting matchup in Lambeau.
Yeah. All right. Go to the Vikings and the Dolphins. Vikings, of course, have played much better football.
They're 4-1.
Yeah, since the Eagles game. And we kind of, it's really under the radar. And did they get a little fortunate in the double doink in England a couple weeks ago?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. And Miami, it's going to be Skylar Thompson is going to be starting with this weird setup with Bridgewater backing him up.
What are you talking about? Kansas State. You tell him. You tell him.
Look at Leslie. Leslie's all over it.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's impressive.
Listen up. Thank you.
Yes, that was impressive.
Kansas State, baby.
Yes, your squad. I actually like him. I think he won't be there, but maybe somewhere else. He might have a chance somewhere else.
Right.
I think I think this will be a competitive game, even though Miami's a little bit banged up. Still no Tua. He's practicing a little bit, but he's not quite ready to come back.
The thing is, Miami has that 12th man, that heat and humidity down there.
Yep.
In their favor. Minnesota was lucky to win last week.
Yeah.
You know, they got lucky, and they've been riding by the seat of their pants for most of their wins this season. So that game should be competitive. I don't know if this quarterback can beat Minnesota's defense. Miami has enough weapons on both sides of the football to make it interesting. I'm hoping. You know why I'm hoping Miami wins the game.
I know where you're at.
You know why I'm hoping Miami wins. So, because as soon as that game's over, I'm making a phone call.
Is that the move? Like as soon as the Vikings lose, is it a call or a text to your brother?
No, because I know he won't answer the phone.
Oh, that's okay.
So
You keep saying that, man. I believe he'll answer the phone.
Does he even respond after you send him the text?
If I call, he won't respond until later tonight, and he pulls the you called me today?
No, right.
If it's a text, he'll wait at least an hour until it's out of his system. Then he might text me back.
Okay. Yeah, but for people don't know, Derek's brother Marvin is a Vikings fan.
But he call you every time that Packers lose, though, right?
Oh yeah,
he calls you.
Oh yeah.
You answer the phone?
No. No.
All right.
My wife, hey, your brother's call. I'll get back to him.
Yeah, right.
I'll call him back.
I see the call. I see it.
I see it.
I don't need to talk to him right now.
We all see it.
Bengals Saints. Now, two teams that need to win games. They got to start stacking some wins here.
This is one of my 3 upset specials.
Okay.
I'm picking the Saints at home this weekend to beat the Bengals.
Are you?
The Saints have been reeling. They've had all kind of issues. They've got the talent.
Yeah, they
and
do.
they know right now they're in desperate mode. Funny thing is, I'm picking the Saints to win this game, but I still think Cincinnati is going to make the playoffs in the AFC. So even if they drop
at 2 and 4, you think they're still going to make the playoffs?
There's so much parity in NFC. Man, these teams are knocking each other off, man.
Yeah.
A team 8-9 in the AFC might make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Saints at home.
Interesting.
It's one of my three desperation picks.
What do you think of that one, Barry?
You know what? They don't have a snowball's chance. I'm just letting them know.
You don't think they match up well with them on defense?
They do. But I just think that the quarterback situation. I just don't like what's his name from the Red Rocket. Would you guys call it? What's his name?
The Red Rocket.
Andy Rifle.
Andy Dalton. Yeah, Red Rifle. Yeah.
It's not the Red Rocket.
The Red Rifle. But here's the thing. Now. What is Cincinnati's biggest problem this season? Which was the same problem they had last year. Offensive line.
Ooh,
what does New Orleans do well?
They rush the passer very well.
Where are they playing this game?
In
the Dome.
In New Orleans. And I think, Andy Dalton, he's going to have one of those games. He's going to match Joe Burrow shootout for shootout in this game. Well, and I think the Saints can pull off the upset.
But at this point, I don't want them to do it because I want that draft pick. I want them to stay at pick number 4.
Right.
It's wishful thinking, but I mean, they do have an opportunity with that defense the way they play, man. I mean, they're great at corner. They're great at rushing the passer. They have okay linebackers now. They're linebacker core, and they should not have let C.J. Garner-Johnson go.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Absolutely,
that really was. All right, this one, man, sets up to be a really good one too. Ravens and the Giants. Somehow 4-1. Ravens get the big win last week over Cincinnati. They're 3-2.
Yeah.
But the Ravens again, they're another team. They got to start showing you that they can do it week in and week out. Yeah, and it hasn't been there. On that side of the ball, they've gotten a lot of leads in games, guys, and coughed them up.
Yep.
They're my number 16, man.
Ooh.
The Ravens.
The Ravens are?
So I think this is where they turn a corner.
Okay.
This is where things start to get real.
I think the Ravens put it on them.
This is my number 2 upset special. I think the Giants are going to beat the Ravens in the Meadowlands.
Wow.
I'm picking the Giants. Brian Daboll's offense is so creative right now.
Wow.
They're playing with marginal players. They're 4-1. Okay.
That's
I don't
crazy,
care how
though.
they got there.
Yeah,
they're
that's
4-1.
crazy. Yep.
Okay.
Well,
And
the
I
offensive
think-
line, their 2 tackles are good, you know,
care how
but
they got
the
there.
rest of the offensive line is horrible, and
I
they
get
have
it.
found a way to make it
Found a way to
happen.
I think that Baltimore defense is like when you take a fishing net, when you go to dip the fish, if you miss them, you come up with nothing but water, and it goes right through the net. That's what I think about Baltimore's defense right now.
Yeah.
It's like water flowing through a net.
Man.
And I think Daboll's offense is going to be creative enough to do a lot of damage against that Baltimore defense.
See, the only thing with that, they are just too talented on that side of the ball to be that bad.
Exactly.
How are they that bad?
Exactly.
They've got 2 Pro Bowl corners out there.
Yes.
They've got a Pro Bowl middle linebacker.
Yep.
They have decent pass rushing.
Calais Campbell.
I mean, come on. I mean, how are they not playing better? They can't stop a soul.
Hey, here's a question I have for you guys, and it relates to exactly what Barrett just said. Wink Martindale is now the Giants guy.
There you go.
There it is.
So
was Baltimore's guy.
he's got some inside info
That's
there,
right.
and they
See?
lost him. How much did that hurt
See,
Baltimore?
for weeks, you
There we
guys looked at me sideways when I would tell you my upset specials.
Well,
Have I been pointed on every week?
yes, you have.
You've
But
been good.
Never?
You've been
this,
good.
This is going to be wrong. This one right here. 'Cause
You
I
think so?
there's too much talent with that Ravens defense for them to be as bad as they are.
They don't have Wink
You know,
Martindale
Marcus-
anymore.
I know, but still, Marcus Peters, you got guys that are generally good. I mean, these are not good, but some of these guys are borderline great players that are just not playing
You got
right.
Marcus Peters arguing with the head coach. I don't argue with John Harbaugh.
Right, you're right.
That's a
bro.
lack
You're
of
right.
respect.
Well, I think they get it together. I think they come together as a team. They got to come into Jesus moment, and they say, "Look, guys, we got to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
What are we doing? We got to make sure that we settle down. We
This
gotta
team's
settle
riding
down.
that high, beating Green Bay. And they're playing this one. If it was playing in Baltimore,
Yeah, this
I
one's
might say I'd
in
take
New York.
Baltimore.
Okay.
They're playing the Meadowlands in this one.
All right.
You're going to love my last upset special.
Well, let's go to the Bills
All
and
right.
the Chiefs here because
That's not it,
we talked about it a little bit
It's
earlier.
supposed to be the game. I think it's the second best game.
Well, the Bills favored on the road in this one. I love both of these teams. I'll tell you right now.
Yes.
And I think this is the AFC Championship revisited
agree.
again. There were 31 points scored after the 2-minute warning in the playoff game between
Yes,
these two.
yes.
I mean, think about that for a minute. So, and both quarterbacks were ridiculous. The defenses didn't have any answers for
I
them.
can see this being another 38-35
Yeah,
shootout.
this feels like a high score to me. We lose Barrett. I think we lost Barrett.
Do we lose Barrett?
Yeah. All right. Well,
No.
yeah. So we'll see if we can get Barrett some new cans, as they say. And we got to try it now, Barrett.
Hello.
We
Yeah,
got
we're
you
good now.
back. All right.
All right.
You're talking about two quarterbacks that are right there at the MVP level,
Mhm.
right there at the MVP level. I just think that the Bills defense can go strive for strive with what Patrick Mahomes can do.
Mhm.
I think they're good enough that they could slow him down. I think they have guys good enough that could cover Kelsey. When you look at Kansas City, their defense has just played good enough, but can they stop them consistently? I don't think they can stop the Bills consistently. So like you said, it's going to be with the over.
Right.
It's going to score. They're going to score a lot of points, but I just don't think that their offense against the Chiefs defense can handle it, and they'll be able to score at any time. And I think that'll be the difference in why the Bills win.
I don't know if anybody can hold Kelsey one-on-one, to be honest. That
Yeah,
man had
he's unstoppable.
He had
man.
4 touchdown catches. He only had 27 yards receiving and 4 touchdown catches.
Which is why I say they could slow them down.
Okay.
But you can't slow that Bills offense down.
The thing I like both about these offenses is they're so creative.
Yeah.
They're out of the norm.
Yes.
They do all these gadget plays, and I love watching these
Mhm.
two offenses play because they get away from what we see traditionally
Yep.
across the NFL. So that's why I think you might have 75 points, 80 points scored in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a high score.
Well, you got the Chiefs. The Chiefs go down there, and everybody knows they're going to run that shovel pass. And You
Yes.
still can't
You
stop it. Or they run the illusion they're going to run a shovel pass and just hand it off.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good to see you, bud.
Anybody need a ride?
Happy Friday.
Good to see you. Love it.
Okay.
You gotta love live streaming.
Hey, look,
man.
it still has no idea.
Nah,
Like,
he's just doing his thing. It's beautiful. It's good.
He
I
might-
want to be there someday.
Well, he
I
might be.
want to
look,
be that.
he might be second
oblivious.
command here.
Yeah.
yeah, really. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Give me one of those Jeeps. It's all good. Drive fast again.
Oh,
All right, let's go to Monday, and we'll get to the Eagles in a second. But Broncos and Chargers. Now, Broncos are a team,
Yeah.
guys. They've scored 16 points or less 4 times this year.
Yeah.
Their offense is totally inept. You have, a Charger team that they've been decent. 3-2, not great, not quite what we thought maybe they were going to be. But nonetheless, it's an important game for both teams for sure.
Well, out of Denver, they're saying Russell Wilson's shoulder feels as good as it's felt all year. That's an excuse and a cover-up for what they haven't been able to do with all those weapons.
Absolutely.
The thing I'm looking forward to seeing in this matchup is I want to see the Chargers secondary, which is one of the better secondaries in the game, against those receivers from Denver.
Yeah.
Now, if Russell's shoulder is as good as they say it is, this should be his coming out party.
Yep.
They've used every other excuse. Well, it's a new system for Russell. Him and the receivers are still getting on the right page. Okay. Now, you've had 5 games to cover up for Russell. This should be his coming out party. You said he's healthy. You're approaching your sixth game of the season. This should be the game where he starts to shine to get back to the old Russell Wilson.
We also need to see and take the gloves off with Nathaniel Hackett. Like, show me you're a coach, man. It's been a mess so far.
Yeah.
Every game, it feels like there's something else where you're saying, this guy, he's over his skis.
Yeah, man. So,
it's about time. Together. He needs to get together. What do you think of that one, Barry?
That's going to be one of the worst games ever, man.
That's Monday. You better enjoy Sunday night.
Right. I don't think that either one of those two teams are coached well. I think the Chargers just have a better defense than Denver does. So, I mean, I'm just going to take Chargers just because their defense has nothing to do with their quarterback. Their quarterbacks, both quarterbacks are – I can't say that Russell Wilson's good right now. I mean, how do you define Russell Wilson right now?
A shell of himself. I mean, he really looks like – I can't figure out, Barrett, if he's really just kind of taking a couple steps backwards and Mother Nature, Father Time caught up to him, or he's just so lost in the system that he's in Denver. I don't
think it has anything to do with the system, because when you're talented, when you're as talented as we thought he was going to be, you can play beyond the system. In fact, if you were that talented, you would govern what system you want to play.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's played well enough to even say anything about what they're doing.
No.
And that's the problem that they're having right now. He's just not a good player, man. I mean, and for me, that's crazy for me to even think a player of Russell Wilson's caliber to be this bad.
A lot given up for him. A lot. And a lot of money paid to him.
Well, I mean, Seattle got him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fooled him.
Yeah, they did.
They made out. I equated almost to the Herschel Walker trade.
Wow.
Which put Dallas in the position they're in.
That big, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I equated to, man. Okay. That Seattle team's going to get good real fast because of, the fruits of Russell Wilson's lack of labor.
Yeah, and they're already playing pretty decent. Better than we thought.
Seattle, I'm picking. That's my third. I picked Seattle to beat the Cardinals at home.
Wow.
At home.
Seattle's at home. Guess who's the number 2 quarterback in the NFL in terms of completion percentage?
Who's that?
Geno
Smith.
And why is
75%.
Why is that?
He's playing the best football of his career.
You know why?
What?
He has some damn good receivers.
He does. hey, hold up. Denver has some good receivers. Is Russell Wilson doing that?
No.
Okay. And Denver's offensive line is better than Seattle's.
So that's what's got me so confused, man, because they do have great receivers.
Yes.
I mean, their receivers are better than good. They're better than good. I'm not saying they're not great, but they're better than good. Judy could play anywhere and be a star.
Cortland Sutton.
Sutton could play anywhere. Hell,
KJ Hamler.
Gordon's a big physical
Yes.
wide receiver.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, huge physical wide receiver. Then they got speed at KJ Hamler. He's speed.
There you go.
So they have all three what you need. Same, I mean, just like the Eagles. They have AJ Brown who's going to diesel you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jeudy is Smitty. And then you have speed with
Hamler.
Watkins and Hamler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have exactly what the Eagles have, and they're just not doing anything with it.
Absolutely.
What is wrong with Russell Wilson?
I don't know.
You have my 3 upset specials. Seattle over the Cards, Saints beating the Bengals, Giants over the Ravens. All 3 of my upset specials are home teams.
All right. I like it there.
All right.
I like it. All right, let's go into our top 5 NFL power rankings.
Oh, I thought we did 10.
We did
reducing
5
it
today.
to 5?
We did 5 today.
You know what? You guys are slacking, man. I did all this homework.
You do 10. Yeah, I want your 10. You start. Give us all 10.
All 10?
I'm doing 5.
Oh, you want me to do all 10 first?
You did 10 too?
You guys go. You guys
go.
go.
All right, first, I got Rams at number 10.
Okay,
Rams at 10.
All right.
I'll put Rams at number 10. I'll put the Bengals at number 9.
Ooh, okay.
I think they've went down simply because they just haven't played well.
Right.
The Bucks have the Bucks next.
Okay.
Bucks at this point, they have a great defense, a great quarterback. I don't know what they are doing to keep losing like they're losing. I mean, I know health position for them. Yeah,
health
position for them.
Yeah.
Then I got your Packers.
Really?
That low down. Yeah, they're that low down.
You're gonna be shocked at my list.
Okay.
Wow. Then I'm going with the Ravens. The Ravens are number 6. I think the Ravens will get it together on offense and get it together on defense and offensively.
Right.
They already have what they're going to be. The Vikings at 4-1. Yeah, surprise. Vikings at 4-1. I got the 49ers next at number 4.
Surprised you had the Vikings in your top 5, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to win. They're going to win about 11 or 12 games this year.
Who?
The Vikings.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, there are 4 already.
Their schedule's not that different.
Exactly. I'm going 49ers next.
At 3?
Yep.
Okay.
49ers are 4.
4, okay.
Eagles at 3.
Yep.
And then Chiefs and Bills.
Okay.
So you guys probably have that flip, right?
Well, my number 10 team is the Giants.
Whoa.
I put the Giants at 10.
I still think that's fool's gold, man.
I agree, but until further notice, I got to give them their due. I put the Giants at 10, Minnesota 9, Chargers 8, Baltimore 7, Tampa Bay 6, San Francisco 5, Dallas 4, Eagles 3, Buffalo 2, KC 1.
How can you put Dallas on your list when we're about to play them?
Yeah, but that's what we do. You got to be true. You got to be,
I'm thinking, I'm still an athlete, bro. I'm still a football player.
You have a homer list. Okay.
Yeah, they will not be on my list on their no, Dallas will never be on my list on Dallas week.
Okay, but that's you. But I'm just saying what we've been doing all season long is just ranking them how we think in terms of strength.
That's cool with every other week.
Well, you notice Green Bay's not on my list.
Okay, all right, I'll give it to you.
But Green Bay's not on my list.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Rob, you better not have
Barrett just intimidated me, so I'm gonna go.
Don't stand your ground. Stand your ground, Rob.
He knows I'm right.
Hold up, Rob.
Rob knows I'm right.
You just did a half-hour dissertation on blasting the history of your hatred for the Cowboys. And if they're on your list, be man enough to admit it.
All right, they're on my list. I sweat. I cave into peer pressure so easy. It doesn't take much for me to just waffle. I have the Cowboys at 5. I hate it, but I have them at 5.
Oh,
see?
I have the 49ers at 4.
Okay. 49ers 4. Okay.
Eagles 3.
Yep.
Bills 2, Chiefs 1.
See it? There you go.
Oh, you guys are wrong again.
Well,
you used to being wrong again, D-Gun.
Wrong again, D-Gun.
have I not been right all season so far?
Yeah, you have been.
Thank you. And I'm circling this one because come Sunday, when that game's all said and done, I'll be texting Bear Brooks.
Bro, the Bills are going to win this game.
We're going to see. They're
going to win this game. And it's a travesty. Is it a travesty that he has Dallas on his list? It should not be on this list.
Did you want me to be honest?
The people are angry.
You don't. You're never honest when it comes to Dallas.
I was honest about not putting my weak Packers on the list.
Did you hear what I said? I said back in the day when I was playing against Dallas, I said they had great players and everything, but they still suck.
Yeah,
even though they won a Super Bowl this year,
you were weaned on that hatred though. See, it's in your veins.
Yeah.
It's
innate hatred. And
yes.
I listen to some radio. I listen to radio sometimes, and people saying this. It's not really a real hatred. It's like manufactured. It's not really a hatred that people have. They just make it up when Dallas comes. It's not really like that because. It's like that. It's like that.
I think it's lopsided.
It's like that
because I've been down to Dallas. I've covered that team. I've been down there 23 years covering that team, and I heard about it first on different media outlets, but then you get down and you start talking to people down, and it's true. Dallas doesn't look the same way at the Eagles fan base as the Eagles look at Dallas.
Right. It's true.
It's true.
Because we're grown-ups. We're adults. That's why.
Whatever the case may be, I always thought when you have a rival, when you talk about Green Bay fans hate Chicago fans hate Green Bay. That's true hatred. That's true hatred. That's locked, intertwined hatred.
Well, see, when I was playing, Tampa Bay was the better team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tampa Bay was the better team, and they ran the division when I was there.
Okay.
I was with Detroit. They ran the division. Then when I was playing for Green Bay, it wasn't because Dallas was so sorry. That Tampa Bay was the team that we hated more than anything.
Okay,
absolutely.
That's where the rivalry was.
Yep.
With Tampa Bay.
Right.
That's when they had Derek Brooks and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
That would Sap that crew. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. All right, we're going to sneak in our final timeout here.
Is it that time?
I can't believe
it.
So we're going to give our Eagles predictions. Don't worry about that. We will get to our Eagles predictions. We'll give our Phillies predictions because we have a Phillies game coming up in 2 hours, guys? Pretty close.
Yeah.
We'll give our Phillies predictions. We'll give our Eagles predictions. We'll look back at what the Flyers were able to do last night. We have some birthdays. We have some movies. We're going to close it out strong. And we're coming in, and this has just been an awesome day so far. I mean,
Yeah.
really a lot of fun. And we want to thank all the folks here at Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group, gojeffauto.com. But we got a lot more in store. Don't go anywhere. Final timeout of the show. Barrett, Derek, Rob, we are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction. Go with trust.
Go Birds!
And go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia Dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
Oh, we are back. And yes, you are looking live at just two amazing vehicles. They are the Jeep Gladiators, and that's Count's Customs Camp Freedom Edition. Just unbelievable artwork. And I mean, as cool as it gets. And here's the thing. And I'll tell you how you could possibly win these in a raffle in a second, but all the proceeds from the raffle will help Camp Freedom fulfill its mission of healing heroes with outdoor adventures. The camp serves veterans, first responders, their family members, and Gold Star families. All right. So stop on out and you can buy one ticket for $100, 3 for $250, 5 for $400, 7 for $550. You come out, you do that, you got a shot to win one of these bad boys, which are just flat out incredible. And the winner will be announced on Christmas Day. And Jeff D'Ambrosio has long supported veterans, first responders in the community, as well as local schools. In fact, he's donated $250,000 to 10 schools in the area just this past year. And we're hanging out with you here at Jeff D'Ambrosio. And just what an amazing day and awesome job by the entire crew. There's the great Leslie Goodell.
This is like a family reunion.
Strategic
Leslie's
Sports
here,
Market.
Rob's
We worked with Leslie for, well,
I think it worked with Leslie
20 years,
17,
somewhere around there. Yeah, A lot of years.
She said a lot of years, D-Gun.
Somehow we're all still in our 20s, but
She said one too many, D-Gun.
Exactly. D-Gun's like dog years. He takes a lot of time off you.
There you
we
go.
know that. That's for sure. But yeah, it's been a great day hanging out with Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group and GoJeffAuto.com as well. All right, so we got a lot to get to here, guys, including Eagles predictions. Let's start with the Phillies, though. A huge game. Game 3, NLDS against the Braves. First game back here in a long time for sure. They get game 1. They were right in game 2. Everything kind of came unglued in that 6th inning. We know that. But you have Aaron Nola on the mound today. Aaron Nola is coming off 2 incredible starts.
Yes.
I mean, the money start in Houston when they locked down the wild card spot, and then he was excellent in St. Louis last Saturday night. So he's coming in on a roll. They're facing Spencer Strider, the rookie. Now, we don't know how far he's going to go, guys. He's coming off an oblique on his left side.
Yeah.
However,
in a while.
Man, this year against the Phillies, he's 4-0.
Yep.
3 runs allowed in those games in 21 2/3 innings. He hasn't pitched since September 18th.
And they just signed him to a big extension also.
Yeah, he's a happy guy.
Oh, this kid can flat out deal.
Yeah.
Now Atlanta's saying, 2 to 3 innings. If he's throwing one hit ball into the 5th or 6th inning and his pitch count is low,
100%.
Unless he comes out and says, "Hey, this oblique is bothering me again," I don't see them pulling him out of this
I'm with
game.
you, man. This is it. You lose this game, Atlanta, you're a game away from elimination.
That's what I'm saying. And calling Schwarber and Hoskins.
Exactly right.
Schwarber and Hoskins.
Well,
where are you?
So where are they? I'll tell you where they are and where they've been. Schwarber's 0 for 16 with 8 strikeouts in the postseason.
Yep.
Hoskins is 1 for 18 with 6 strikeouts.
They
have got to pick it up.
34 in the playoffs this season. You got to do something. I mean,
what do you do though? When you saying you got to do something, what are you going to do? You're going to move him around the lineup?
Then I want him to move him, but then Thompson's not going to move him. He's going to leave him there.
Well, that'll be you when you got to pull out all the stops right now. You got to pull out all the stops because we got to get these 2 at home because we don't want to go back to Atlanta.
You don't want to go to Atlanta. No.
So what do you do?
He's not going to move him. What we want to happen is not going to happen. Rob, I think that goes without saying. No matter what we on the outside looking in think should happen,
agreed.
He's not going to move. He's going to go with what got him to the dance to this point. You look at the top of a lineup. The top of the lineup should be the igniter.
Yes.
In your batting arsenal.
I got the lineup if you wanted. I got it.
Here we go.
All right.
Listen, Barrett.
Schwarber leads off.
Okay.
Hoskins is 2. Boom, boom. Real Muto 3. Harper 4. Castellanos 5. Bohm 6. Brad Marsh is in center. He's hitting 7th. Segura hits 8. Bryson Stott hits 9. So he has stayed true to his word. Rob Thompson rolls with his guys. He goes with the guys who brought him to the dance. And that's, he's going to live or die with it. And you just got to hope these guys get out of it.
Last game, the top 4, 2 for 16. That's not good enough.
No, it's not. Team. They have to be better. Look, I think we're past what is Thompson going to do. It's the players have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, right. That's what we have to do anyways. That's what we have to look at. We really have to focus on who's doing what. Castellanos came through the first game. That's what we needed from him. He came through for us. I mean, defensively, offensively, he was that spark. He was an ignition.
Mm-hmm.
It's now time for your big dogs to go out there and do the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
We start talking about guys that got you there. Let's go ahead and finish this thing off. Let's go ahead and go.
Here's the question I have for you guys. Who closes?
I'm still going with Eflin.
I'm going Sir Anthony.
He had a good outing last game. I'm not ready to say that yet.
I think the way Thompson's going to do it is matchups. If it's the 8th inning and you got the heart of the Braves order, that's where I think you're going to see Sir Anthony.
I think Alvarado needs to figure into that equation as well.
Alvarado absolutely figures.
I think he should figure into the.
Yep.
But I'm not ready to go Sir Anthony yet for the closing role.
Okay.
He just still makes me a little nervous. He had a great outing last time, but I'm not ready yet.
This is the time, man. This is the time. Like even now, you look at what look what the Braves are doing. They're going all out. They're pulling out all the stops. They're pulling out the rookie. He hadn't even pitched a full game yet, and they're going with him right now. You got to pull out all the stops. You got to do whatever it takes to win.
All right, we need a tie break. Leslie, you cover the Phillies for
Leslie
a long time.
knows.
Who's your closer? Who is it? She says Sir Anthony.
I'm on the same page with
Leslie.
Leslie.
Makes me nervous.
Yep. Yeah.
Brad Lidge is not available.
48 for 48 is not walking through that door. Okay. I can promise you that.
Oh, man.
But it's going to be fun. Like, nonetheless, to have playoff baseball back.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's been too long, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for today. All right. So, Phillies. Let's give the Flyers a little love. They won their season opener last night, guys. And
convincing fashion.
Really. I mean, they really did take care of business last night, and it was impressive. I mean, you had a couple guys who really stepped up for them, who need to step up this year. Konechny, 2 goals. Konechny is going to be key. Morgan Frost, 2 goals. You look at the assist. Provorov and D'Angelo both had 2 assists. That's exactly what, and Kevin Hayes as well. And Carter Hart, 35 saves. This is what the doctor
He's
ordered
key,
here.
man.
Yeah, that's the key to the whole team.
If he gets going in the right direction, this team will be okay with the new coach.
Yeah,
on how he's approaching this whole thing.
Right.
If he can get his confidence going, he could be the determining factor on this team being competitive.
I'm telling you, Tortorella is going to get this team turned around. I'm telling you,
that's been his MO.
Flyers pride is coming back.
Chuck,
I'm telling
man,
you.
I told you earlier on. I said Chuck. You guys just ignored me saying Chuck. Chuck, man, he brought a guy in.
Chuck Fletcher.
He brought a guy in. Chuck, man, he says, look, I'm tired of people talking crazy about me. I've been here a while. I haven't got it done. It's time for me to get it done.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Preach it.
All right. I'm trying to figure this out last night, guys.
Okay.
All right. So I get home from our great remote that we do at Screwballs every Thursday night for JAKIB Media.
Right.
All right. I get home and I'm like, oh, I forgot Temple's playing tonight. Let me put on my Temple house. So at that time, when I get home,
oh my goodness,
it's 14-13.
Yeah.
Temple's down 1 to Central Florida. And Central Florida has a really good quarterback. Barrett knows this.
Yes.
John Rice Plumlee.
Very good.
He's legit.
Yep.
Okay. But I'm thinking they're right in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the final score, so keep in mind, it was 14-13 in the second quarter. Midway through.
Don't do it to yourself, man. Don't do it to yourself, man.
70-13. Like
that's what you get for turning the game on. You jinxed
70, not 17. 70-13.
You jinxed them. You
What
should not
the
have turned the
heck
TV on.
happened?
I'm gonna tell you what happened, man. They couldn't play defense to save their life.
Oh
man.
my God.
There was no pass rush. The guys that I thought were gonna play did not show up. I mean, I was looking at like number 13, man. I forget his name, man. He's probably one of the most athletic outside linebackers here. He can rush the pass. He can drop back in coverage. He played like he had never played before.
That's a 56-0 run. I mean, you know how many they had 737 total yards.
He was such a happy fellow until this moment.
Oh my God.
It was such a happy Friday.
I had to turn. I rarely turn them off. I'm like, I got to get out of this.
You know what happened? I was watching them once they hit the 50 mark.
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is just too bad. So I changed the channel.
Yeah.
And went back to I'm actually in this place. I'm doing the event.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and I'm looking at the game. I say, oof. So I had to leave. Go
man.
back with everybody else. I said, let me go back with everybody else. Stop being antisocial.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good move. You got away from that.
I said, there's gonna be a weird little guy on the show that's pissed off.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. All right, let's dip into some birthdays here, and then we'll give our Eagles predictions on the way out. So some pretty good ones today. So Dwight Eisenhower was born on this day in 1890. Who knew?
Wow, great name.
Yeah, great one. Roger Moore, who did a lot of the James Bond movies.
Bond.
Yes.
Hey, and I'm glad you brought up Roger Moore. I want to ask you this. You know how many Roger Moores how many James Bonds there were in history?
Oh, how many there been altogether?
Yep.
22.
Only 7.
There's only been 7 James Bonds?
7 James Bonds. You have Roger Moore, Sean Connery, David Niven, George, now to remember here, Lazenby, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Bronson, Daniel Craig.
That's it?
Yep. Who's your favorite?
Connery's the GOAT.
Sean Connery?
Yeah, Connery's
he was James Bond 3 different times.
Yeah, he's Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to ask you, who's your favorite James Bond?
Yeah,
you got to go Sean Connery.
All day. Roger Moore was good.
Roger Moore. I'm torn between Roger Moore and Daniel Craig. And Pierce Bronson is my number.
He's
2.
good. He fit the. He has that sort of regal, James Bond kind of vibe to him. Yeah, that worked. Usher, 44. Can't believe Usher's 44 years old. Ralph Lauren, 83 years old.
That man's worth $6.5
Barrett's representing right now.
You represent Ralph?
Look
at you.
Look.
Yeah.
You know he's worth
got to deal with him.
$6.5 billion.
He has everything. Bro.
$6.5 billion.
That is crazy.
Jared Goff, 28 years old. Of the Lions.
Poor Jared.
Well,
poor Jared. He went from the penthouse to the outhouse.
Yeah, he did. Harry Anderson, Night Court fame, passed away a few years ago. 1952, he was born. The great William Penn.
William Penn.
1644, the first year Derek covered sports. I'm kidding, Derek.
Oh,
but
man.
we know what the great Willie Penn.
What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. Turn that up. Stephen A. Smith, 55 years old.
Stephen A.
Stephen A.'s 50 speed limit for Steve Smith. John Wooden, born on this day in 1910.
Right.
The Pyramid. You
Won
check
10
it out.
titles in 12 years.
Incredible. Jay Farrell.
Jay Farrell, that's right.
Who Barrett and I had on. It was the very last guest, I think, on our TV show.
Are you serious?
Jay Farrell wasn't. How do I put this? He wasn't really abiding by the FCC laws on our show.
I've never seen
Whoa.
my girl Jalen Mealy gets so red.
Yeah, it was. He was doing his own thing. Let's just say he's 35 today.
She turned cherry red.
Yeah, that was it. That was the end. We were done. We kind of knew it was over anyway.
Right.
That was it.
Wow.
Anyway,
He was the only person worse than the bra lady.
Yeah, he was probably worse than
Bra
Brown.
lady.
Yeah, she was incredible. All right, what else do you have?
Let's see. You got Max Theria from the movie Point Break.
Yes.
Jumper.
Yep.
Steve Coogan.
Yeah.
Nights at Museum.
Yep.
Jim Rome, 58 today.
Jim Rome.
Yeah. Lawrence Leon, Madonna's daughter.
Okay.
26.
Man, she's got a daughter who's 26.
Yeah. Lori Petty, who was in Free Willy, League of Their Own, and Point Break.
Yep.
And the last one, George Floyd.
Oh wow.
Yeah, George Floyd's birthday was today.
Oh man.
Oh, Makai Curtis. He's on the new movies, that 50 Cent movie.
Okay.
Series.
Okay.
He plays a young
On Stars, I think, or what?
Yeah. He plays a young 50 Cent.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he plays young 50 Cent.
All right. We got some good movies here, guys. Pulp Fiction, 1994.
Oh yes.
One of the all-timers.
All-star cast.
Incredible cast. Travolta, Bruce Willis, Uma Thurman, Ving Rhames. Who else? I'm missing a bunch.
Eric
Stoltz.
Yep. John, did you say John Travolta?
Yeah.
Vin Rhames.
Yep, we got him.
Yep.
Rain. Yeah.
All right. The Accused, 1988. Jodie
Great
Foster,
movie.
Kelly McGill's great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster won an Academy Award for Best Actress in that movie.
She was incredible in it.
You see that with The Accused?
I did see it.
Phenomenal movie.
Oh yeah. Devil's Hand, 2014. Pacino.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
great movie.
Good
great.
one.
You would love that movie.
Yeah, it's very
Great
good,
movie.
Derek.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
Mean Streets. It's not a super popular movie, but it's one of Scorsese's early films.
Okay.
And De Niro's in it too.
Okay.
It's really early on in both of their careers, directing and acting. 1994's Little Giants.
Yeah, Little John. I love that movie.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Ed O'Neill.
Rick
Ed O'Neill's
Moranis.
great.
The Giants.
Ed O'Neill had a tryout with the Steelers.
Oh, did he?
He was a
Did
good
he really?
college player. Yeah, really good
Wow.
college player.
Did you know there's actually being a movie released today?
No.
Yes. It's the last of the Halloween Ends with Jamie Lee Curtis. You know the Halloween movies?
Yeah.
Where she's trying to
They're
get
still
rid of her
doing
brother?
them?
This is the last one. The last
Wow.
installment.
Wow.
It's being released today.
Okay, good timing.
She's 63 years old now.
Yeah.
She
That's
said
crazy.
she got to kill her son.
That was her first.
His son's
No,
been
that
dead.
was her brother. Wasn't it
Was
brother?
her brother?
Yeah, it was her brother.
Brother,
I don't
son?
remember.
It wasn't her son. It was her brother.
I think that was her one of her first roles.
What was your
Yeah,
the
favorite?
original
What's your
Halloween.
favorite? I should ask you this because he's
Here
already
we go.
smiling.
Here we go.
What's this, Barrett? What was your favorite Jamie Lee Curtis role, Rob? In what
Trading
movie?
Places.
Huh?
Trading Places.
Why, Rob?
Well, no, she was strong. She was strong. Those are some strong days for Jamie Lee. Yeah. And I love Eddie Murphy in that too. How about you, Derek? You're not even going to answer it.
Oh, I've loved all of Jamie Lee's movies.
Same. Yes.
I like what's the movie with her and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That's a good movie. True Lies.
True
True
Lies.
Lies.
That's a
Yeah,
very
great
good movie.
Yeah,
I like
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
The scene hanging from the helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
remember
Right,
that?
right.
It was a good movie, man. That was a good movie.
Rob, you're red
She
right
tried to look. She's
I'm red for a lot of reasons. I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis has anything to do with it. Man. All right, Eagles.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get into the keys
All right.
here for this thing because we're running up against it here. We're coming up. I think the Eagles win, but I'm not sure they cover 6.5, guys. This could be very well be a tight one. I predicted last night on the countdown show that the Eagles win 21-20. It's going to be a nail-biting affair here.
You
Tight.
know what? Dallas' roster to me is better than Arizona's.
Yep.
And you saw how Arizona fought them tooth and nail. And Arizona's speed on defense surprised me. The only area that Arizona had Dallas was the quarterback position. I think it's going to be another one of those knockdown, drag-out fights. Thank goodness this game is being played at Lincoln Financial Field.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles find a way to pull this one out 24-20.
24-20. All right. So Derek and I are both tight. Barrett, I think I'm sensing you're going the other way on this.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. It's not just going to be a total blowout.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cover. I'm going 28, 28-18. No, I'm going to go 28-19 simply because I just feel as though because we have the better quarterback.
Right.
Because defense has kept them in the game.
Right.
And their strong point is actually our strongest point.
Right.
So I'm going with that offensive line being able to run the ball whenever they want to run the ball, which leads to them virtually just, winning the war of attrition, being out on the field a lot longer on the offensive side of the ball than their defense is going to be on the field. Offense won't be able to get out there and score. I believe they're going to stop the run, which will put them in a lot of third and longs.
Okay.
And I think our corners can cover just about anybody on that team. So I just think, we're just a more balanced team, and we have a better team than they do.
Right.
They may have the best player on the field in Micah Parsons.
Right.
He is the best player on the field at the time.
I agree. Yep.
But they don't have enough of the best player. We have more than they have.
Yep.
Eagles win and cover then.
Eagles win.
You don't think it's close?
And I think
so. They go into the bye week 6-0.
And I think they do it convincingly enough that that we're not going to be, eating Alka-Seltzer and our stomachs turning and everything throughout the game. I think it'll be that convincing.
Boy, I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope it's an easy feet up, chill out. Here we go kind of game.
In fact, I might have me a couple at the job while I'm sitting there.
A couple cold ones?
Yeah, a couple cold ones while I'm at the job.
I like that.
You can do that?
Well, I'm going to do it.
That would make for a very interesting post-game show.
Who's going to question Barrett?
I'm not. No. Let's have a cold one. Let him have a cold one. We got a cold one right now. It's noon somewhere, right?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
So a couple things. So we all like the Eagles, but Derek and I think it's close. Barrett, you think the Eagles win it pretty handily. That would mean 6-0 going into the bye week, which is such a vast difference. I mean, you lose this, and all of a sudden, psychologically, man, it's just
people are going to see.
They're all going to say, "Who cares about the first 4 or 5 games?" That's what they're going to say.
You got people calling their therapist.
Yes,
that's like the biggest thing right there. You know, from a player standpoint, you're supposed to beat them.
Yeah,
right.
And you can't have that sitting over your head. Like they still beat us, and we're the better team.
Exactly.
That'll be too much. That'll mean too much for this team, man. That'll be too much. So they've got to go in and win this. When they say it's a must win for us.
I agree with you. I agree with you. All right. So again, special thank you and shout out to Jeff D'Ambrosio, the man himself. He was too busy to hop on. We get it. He is a busy man.
Got to sell cars, baby.
But thanks to the entire crew here were just awesome. And a very special assist to the SSM, the Strategic Sports Marketing Group as well, headed by our Leslie and
Pat
friends.
Waters.
And Pat doing a great job.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Great
Leslie
job.
and Pat. And of course, let me just remind everybody, 40th anniversary for Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group. GoJeffAuto.com. Got all kinds of great deals here. Ram vehicles qualifies for $3,000 off. Everybody does. Could qualify up to $10,000 off. VIP discount package for every car on the lot, $1,500 right off the top. Over 500 used cars starting at $4,995. Payments as low as $99 a month. You have bad credit, don't worry about it. They will take care of it. They will figure it out. All right, I want to thank Joe Kraus and Rob Parker and Xander Kraus, all of our crew here. It was a lot of fun today, guys. Perfect day.
Enjoyed this.
Perfect fall day, man.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Good to see you guys in person.
We got Gunner out of the compound, too.
Know,
it's not
man.
easy. Not an easy thing to do.
Man, it's good to see you guys in person, man.
Right,
It's been a
man. I had a
while.
great time, man.
You too. All right. So stay tuned. We have the National Football Show with Dan Cilio. He's got you for the next 3 hours. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Enjoy all that we have, man. We got the Phillies today. We got the Eagles on Sunday. There's still cupcakes, so there's reason for optimism because there are cupcakes.
Flyers win.
Yeah,
Flyers win as well. All right.
Here you can buy you a Mitsubishi. You can buy you a Volkswagen. You can buy you a Dodge, Ram, Jeep,
Anything
man.
you need. All right, that's going to do it for us. No chance.
Barrett,
Barrett,
cheapskate.
Derek, Rob, we are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Everybody, we will see you Monday at 12. Stay tuned for Dan. Have a great weekend, everybody.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction, go with trust,
Go Birds!
and go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia Dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.